Su Yuan had ended the battle in an instant. With nothing but a single finger, he overwhelmed Lu Rulong, leaving the entire arena in stunned silence. So, no need for weapons wasn't just bravado, it was cold, hard fact. The many young prodigies watching from below were left speechless. Was this guy really just an 8-stage star apprentice? Even Lu Rulong, a 9-stage powerhouse, was defeated in a blink? Unbelievable. Even the high-ranking officials in attendance looked visibly shaken. That was elemental magnetism pressure, wasn't it? Yes, and at least at great success level. Otherwise, there's no way someone at the 8th stage could suppress Lu Rulong. Where did Guangchuan City find such a monster? No clue, but with that level of primordial magnetism pressure, no one here can even move against him. Agreed. With that skill alone, he's already unbeatable. Only then did the young talents realize Su Yuan had used elemental magnetism pressure, an Earth Element T0 divine skill. Priceless and nearly impossible to obtain, this kind of ability sent shockwaves through the crowd. Envy and awe filled the air. Go Jin, who had recently lost to Su Yuan, let out a bitter chuckle. So this is what he was hiding. I thought I was just one step short. Beside him, Su Xn turned to Zhuang Sun, disbelief written all over his face. You were right all along. Zhuang Sun crossed his arms, masking his inner turmoil with a smug front. Told you, even Lu Rulong couldn't match him. In his mind, however, he was freaking out. Asterisk damn, I knew he was strong, but this? I thought he used space movement to dodge. Turns out he's packing a divine skill, asterisk. Su Yuan wins, declared Ji Qinghe, nodding slightly as he announced the result. The admiration in his eyes was unmistakable. Su Yuan withdrew the elemental pressure and stood calmly. On the ground, Lu Rulong staggered up, face pale and breath unsteady. Being crushed in one move wasn't just humiliating. It meant losing out on a green skill and qualification to enter the divine tree. He cast one last complicated glance at Su Yuan, then slunk offstage to stand behind Hu Tao. Hu Tao's expression was thunderous. He couldn't believe that Wang Haiping's student had mastered great success-level primordial magnetism pressure. Wang Haiping, are you messing with me on purpose? He turned to glare at his colleague, but Wang Haiping only stood there with a beaming smile, clearly enjoying the moment. Director Hu, he said with mock sincerity, clasping his hands in feigned apology. Su Yuan's still young. If he was a little reckless, I hope you won't take it personally. Hu Tao clenched his jaw. Wang Haiping, fine, you win this round. With a cold snort, he turned and exited the venue with Lu Rulong. There was no point in staying. He'd only be laughed at by his peers. The others could only chuckle and shake their heads. In this field, rivalries weren't rare, but what happened today was a rare spectacle. Yin Shenfei approached Wang Haiping. Impressive student Haiping. Where's he from? Guangchuan, Wang replied proudly. Excellent. Let the higher-ups know. We should add him to Shuzhou's special recruitment list. That'll make 3 special recruits this year, a new record. Wang Haiping simply nodded, his smile saying everything. On stage, Ji Qinghe raised his voice again. Anyone else want to challenge for the Divine Tree slot? No one stepped forward. No one dared. Su Yuan's performance had already made it clear. Challenging him would only result in public humiliation. Very well. The second spot in the Divine Tree Secret Realm goes to Su Yuan. Su Yuan bowed, then hopped off the stage and rejoined Wang Haiping. Excellent work, Wang said, giving him a hearty slap on the shoulder. Director, you're the real powerhouse, Su Yuan replied with a grin. Laughing, Wang Haiping reached into his coat and pulled out a green star card. You made me proud today. This one's yours. Sell it if you don't need it. Su Yuan's eyes lit up. Thank you, Director. He eagerly took the card and examined it. / Holy Light Baptism. * grade * green. * element * light. * type * intermediate healing skill. * effect * heals internal and external injuries. Holy Light Baptism. Su Yuan was surprised. A versatile healing spell, it had tremendous value, not just for recovery, but also for its later dispel effect and even offensive potential against dark-type enemies. This is incredible, Su Yuan said. Wang Haiping chuckled. Originally picked it up for my niece at East Pole Academy. She's on a healer path. Su Yuan hesitated mid-pocket. Then maybe I shouldn't. Wang waved him off. No takebacks. You earned it. I'll get another for her. Thank you, Director, Su Yuan said earnestly. He understood now. Wang Haiping wasn't just showing gratitude. He saw potential in Su Yuan and was laying the foundation for a long-term relationship. For someone like Su Yuan, who had powerful abilities but no deep background, making allies like this was a smart move. And for the first time today, he felt like he'd truly stepped into the world. As Su Yuan stepped off the stage, the next round of the competition was already underway. Only 2 Divine Tree Secret Realm slots remained, yet over a dozen contenders still vied for them, making the battle increasingly fierce. In the end, after a whirlwind of duels and close calls, the remaining 2 spots were claimed by Su Xian of Qinghe City and Lu Dong of Yinyan City. Ji Qinghe stood tall and declared, "The 4 chosen to enter the Divine Tree Secret Realm are Zhuang Sun, Su Yuan, Su Xian, and Lu Dong. Come with me. The rest of you may leave. Director Yin, please assist in seeing everyone off." Yin Shenfei smiled and nodded, leading the remaining guests out. Only Wang Haiping and Guqiu from Yinyan City remained behind, quietly watching their students' next steps. Before Su Yuan left, Wang Haiping gave him a few final words of advice. Follow Elder Ji. I'll wait here. Once inside, don't hesitate to collect the heavenly sweet fruits. Everything depends on personal skill. With your wind walking, you should harvest plenty. Do we know what to expect inside? Su Yuan asked. Elder Ji will explain shortly, Wang replied. Nodding, Su Yuan joined the others as Ji Qinghe beckoned. This way, little ones. They followed him to a small room tucked behind the venue. There, Ji Qinghe drew out a talisman, which shimmered as he activated it. Threads of starlight intertwined and unfolded in the air, forming a rippling dimensional portal. Enter. Without hesitation, Ji Qinghe stepped through. One by one, Su Yuan and the others followed. The next instant, they were standing in a lush, vibrant forest. Towering ancient trees surrounded them, and the air was filled with the crisp scent of spirit flora. All around grew spirit plants like minktail flowers and moon silvergrass, low tier, yet abundant. The heavenly sweet tree isn't the only treasure here, Ji Qinghe explained, leading them through the greenery. There are plenty of harmless plant-type star beasts and low-grade spirit plants to gather as well. Soon, they arrived at a sun-drenched clearing where an enormous ancient tree stood proudly. Its many branches bloomed with clusters of glowing, light blue flowers. This is the heavenly sweet tree, Ji Qinghe said, motioning them closer. But as they approached, the tree suddenly shuddered. Its branches lashed wildly, creating a chaotic wind that stopped them in their tracks. Though startled, the 4 didn't retreat, because Ji Qinghe remained calm beside them. Enough now, heavenly sweet, he said with a chuckle, stepping forward to gently pat the tree's bark. I've brought the candidates. You know what to do. The tree seemed to understand. It stopped moving and leaned forward slightly in acknowledgement. Su Yuan studied it intently. This was the first master-level star beast he had ever encountered. Unlike lower-tier star beasts, especially plant types that typically lacked intelligence, the heavenly sweet tree clearly had awareness, maybe even sentience. Ji Qinghe turned to the 4. Soon, the heavenly sweet flowers will begin to shed. They'll float up into the air, transform into fruits, and then fall rapidly. The heavenly sweet fruits must be caught with your palms. You can use both hands, but any other method will cause the energy to dissipate. Also, they vanish upon touching the ground, so don't drop them. The 4 nodded, their expressions serious but excited. Ji Qinghe added one more warning. The fruits are resistant to energy interference. Don't try to alter their path unless your star power is at least 3 times stronger than the trees. Seriously? Lu Dong groaned. There goes my water wave sweep strategy. Forget it. Ji Qinghe interrupted, smirking. It won't work. He gestured for them to get into position. Spread out around the tree. North, south, east, west. Each of you will have a fair chance. Zhuang Sun took the west, Su Exai in the north, Su Yuan the east, and Lu Dong the south. Once ready, the heavenly sweet tree began to tremble. One by one, the glowing blue flowers detached and floated skyward, filling the air with light and a sweet, ethereal scent. The petals clustered, forming glowing blue clouds overhead. Suddenly, a shimmering rain of fruits burst from the sky, clear blue like crystal hail, falling fast and dense. It's starting. Su Yuan spotted the nearest fruit and instinctively used elemental magnetism pressure to slow its descent, but it had no effect. He quickly realized resistance was built in. Without hesitation, he activated wind, walking, and dashed forward, snatching the fruit midair. Warmth pulsed into his palm, and the fruit instantly dissolved into blue energy, flowing into his body and directly merging with his star power vortex. So pure, no refining needed. Delighted, Su Yuan locked onto another and lunged. Across the clearing, each contestant was making their move. Su Xian activated a blood burst technique, flooding his body with energy and increasing his speed. Lu Dong swam through summoned water currents like a fish, gliding smoothly between falling fruits. Zhuang Sun used a special talisman, launching himself into the air like a bird, his skill, flying horse stepping on swallow. With wind walking, chi blood burst, water flow form, and flight talismans. These for might break previous records. Ji Qinghe observed with satisfaction. The heavenly sweet fruits fell thick and fast. Previous years' students managed to catch only half. Yet each of the four now secured more than 70% of the fruits in their zone. But Ji Qinghe's gaze lingered on Su Yuan. Su Yuan wasn't just catching everything in his area. He was surpassing expectations. With wind walking maxed out and C-rank agility in full effect, his speed rivaled even bronze-level professionals. Not a single fruit near him touched the ground. Perfect wind walking, and great success with primordial magnetic pressure. Guanchuan City, what kind of monster have you raised? Wait. Ji Qinghe's eyes widened in disbelief. Su Yuan, no longer content with just the fruits in his area, suddenly reversed gravity with elemental magnetism pressure and flew into the air. Though unrefined, the maneuver worked. Su Yuan now darted through the air, collecting fruits at twice his previous speed. He's actually flying? Ji Qinghe's jaw dropped. That's not normal elemental pressure. That's perfect mastery. Far below, Lu Dong stared upward in shock. Why are fewer fruits falling over here? He glanced up and saw Su Yuan swooping across the sky, sweeping fruits from every direction, even encroaching on Lu Dong's area. He's flying. What kind of cheat code is that? Furious and distracted, Lu Dong missed several fruits as they vanished on impact. Gritting his teeth, he refocused, shifting north toward Zhuang Sun's zone to compete for better pickings. Zhuang Sun quickly noticed the intrusion. Hey, Su Xian, Lu Dong, this is my side. Su Xian didn't respond. His eyes locked on another fruit as he intercepted it mid-drop. Look up, he said curtly. Zhuang Sun looked skyward and froze. Su Yuan was soaring overhead, gracefully collecting fruit from every corner of the clearing. His dominance left little for anyone else. This guy, is he even human? Zhuang Sun muttered, stunned. He wasn't alone in that thought.
Hey, welcome to Firescale Audiobooks. If you enjoy our audiobooks, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, feel free to share your review in the comments section below.
After a while, as the final heavenly sweet fruit was collected by Su Yuan, the extremely thin blue clouds in the sky suddenly contracted and exploded into particles of light. Su Yuan and the others secretly sighed in relief as they all stopped and sat down cross-legged on the spot. Although the heavenly sweet fruit was quite gentle and pure, requiring almost no refinement, the sheer quantity was overwhelming. Absorbing hundreds of heavenly sweet fruits at once, the vast amount of star power essence crowded in the star power vortex had to be quickly refined and absorbed. A few minutes later, Finally, it's over. Lu Dong let out a long breath and stood up from the ground, noticing his chest and back were soaked in sweat. Su Exen also opened his eyes and wiped the sweat from his forehead, his face noticeably paler as his body's energy and blood were heavily consumed. Not bad, the 9-stage limit. If I'm lucky, I can break through to the bronze level before graduation. Despite feeling a bit weak, Su Xian's eyes were full of joy. Su Xian looked around and saw that Lu Dong had already finished. On the east and west sides of the heavenly sweet tree, Su Yuan and Zhuang Sun still had their eyes closed, seemingly not fully digested yet. This guy, he must have absorbed at least 200 heavenly sweet fruits. Seeing Su Yuan, Su Exen, who had been busy collecting the heavenly sweet fruits and didn't have time to think much earlier, now felt waves of astonishment surging up in his heart. Perfect magnetic pressure, it's unbelievable. Another 10 minutes passed. Accompanied by a dissipating star power fluctuation, Su Yuan slowly opened his eyes. The 9th stage limit. The 256 heavenly sweet fruits not only allowed Su Yuan to break through to the Star Apprentice 9th rank, but also directly reach the 9th stage limit. Feeling the state of his body, Su Yuan couldn't help but smile. The gains this time were huge. Although his 6 dimensions and skills were strong, his realm had always been a weakness due to late awakening. Absorbing 256 heavenly sweet fruits brought a significant step forward, greatly narrowing the realm gap with top talents. Now at the 9th stage limit, his physical qualities and star power had improved by 30 to 40%. Even without using skills, Su Yuan was confident he could suppress 99% of his peers with just his Azure Sky Phoenix and Dragon Armor Saber. And with his perfect level skills, no one among his peers could daunt him, not even those at the bronze level. Zhuang Sun hasn't finished yet. Su Yuan put away his thoughts and looked up, noticing Zhuang Sun still had his eyes closed and was motionless. It's impossible that Zhuang Sun collected more heavenly sweet fruits than me. And now he's still not done refining. Could it be? Su Yuan's heart stirred, vaguely guessing something. At this moment, an astonishing wave of star power suddenly burst from Zhuang Sun in the distance. Su Yuan, Su Exan, and Lu Dong all looked over. Suddenly, large patches of orange flames ignited all over Zhuang Sun's body. The flames roared and surged, growing stronger until finally transforming into a purgatory flame demon with 2 horns on its head. The flame demon opened its arms and roared, quickly crashing back into Zhuang Sun's body and disappearing. Zhuang Sun abruptly opened his eyes, flames flickering within them, and his star power fluctuation surged continuously before gradually stabilizing after nearly 10 seconds. Looks like I got lucky. Seeing everyone looking at him with a mix of uncertainty and astonishment, Zhuang Sun stood up with a smile. Flames flickered between his hands, with an impressively powerful fluctuation. Without a doubt, the bronze level. Su Yuan and the others gathered under the heavenly sweet tree. Zhuang Sun, you broke through. Su Xian exclaimed in amazement. Just luck, just luck. Zhuang Sun scratched his head and asked Su Yuan, is that perfect magnetic pressure you have? Hearing this, Lu Dong and Su Xian also looked over. Yes, I just reached the perfect level recently. Although Zhuang Sun and the others had expected this, hearing Su Yuan admit it still made them draw a sharp breath. While they didn't even have a great success level green skill, Su Yuan had already refined his magnetic pressure to the perfect level. Really, don't know what to say. Su Xian muttered. Zhuang Sun sighed, his joy of breaking through to the bronze level dampened by Su Yuan's extraordinary skill talent. Su Yuan laughed and said, by practicing diligently, skills will eventually reach higher levels. And now that you've broken through to the bronze level, having taken the first step, you're already far ahead of us. Just by the time you refine a green skill to the perfect level, I'll probably have several more transformation realm skills. Su Yuan thought to himself. Of course, he didn't say this aloud, not wanting to discourage Zhuang Sun. However, Zhuang Sun's talent in star power cultivation was indeed exceptional. Otherwise, even with the help of the heavenly sweet fruits, it would be impossible to leap into the bronze level. The flame demon, which had just appeared, should be Zhuang Sun's soul card. It looked extraordinary, and although its exact 6 dimensions were unclear, its previous display of power suggested Zhuang Sun's star power talent was likely at sea level. For a star card master, the most crucial of the 6 dimensions was star power. At this moment, Ji Qinghe also approached from a distance, gently touching the trunk of the heavenly sweet tree. "Thank you for your hard work." Su Yuan and the others respectfully bowed to the heavenly sweet tree. Although for the heavenly sweet tree, this was just a normal process of metabolism, Su Yuan and the others had undeniably gained enormous benefits from it. Though repaying it may not be feasible, at least they should feel grateful. Watching the 4 of them, Ji Qinghe felt both comforted and satisfied. In this divine tree secret realm, 2 students from Qingye City, one reaching the 9th stage limit and the other breaking through to the bronze level. The last time a student advanced to a bronze star card master within the divine tree secret realm was 5 years ago. Moreover, that student wasn't even from Qingye City. Additionally, although Su Yuan wasn't a native of Qingye City, he was from Guangchuan City, a sub-region under Qingye. Ji Qinghe smiled and said, "All right, since everything is settled, let's head back." "Okay." Su Yuan and the others harvested richly, feeling joyful and radiant. Outside in the arena, Yin Shenfei, Wang Haiping, and Gu Qiu continued their cheerful conversation. The 3 of them were influential figures, unaffected by a few star apprentice students gaining in the divine tree secret realm. Yet, both Wang Haiping and Yin Shenfei felt secretly anxious. "Su Yuan, you must break through to the 9th stage." Wang Haiping thought to himself. With the great success of primordial magnetic pressure and entering the 9th stage, the chances for Demon Capital Academy should be very high. Yin Shenfei likewise set great store by Zhuang Sun. Zhuang Sun was arguably Qingye City's most talented student in the past 10 years, especially recommended student to Shuzhou by Qingye. If Zhuang Sun could break into the bronze level in the divine tree secret realm, Qingye City would have provided Shuzhou with a top-notch talent. At that moment, the door at the far end of the arena opened suddenly. "They're here." Wang Haiping, Yin Shenfei, and Gu Qiu immediately stopped their conversation and looked into the distance. Ji Qinghe led Su Yuan and the others out. The star power fluctuation on them was significantly stronger than before. 4 Shining Star level experts. There were no secrets regarding Star Apprentice level. The 3 leaders only took a glance to ascertain the star power realms of Su Yuan and others. Bronze level, 9th stage, and it's the 9th stage limit. Yin Shenfei and Wang Haiping's eyes brightened, feeling delighted. "Director." Su Yuan greeted and stepped to Wang Haiping's side. Wang Haiping laughed heartily. "To have reached the 9th stage limit, well done, well done." Yin Shenfei and Gu Qiu also praised their respective students. Ji Qinghe has said, "These youngsters have performed well, each collecting at least 100 heavenly sweet fruits, far exceeding the results of the past 2 years." While saying this, Ji Qinghe's gaze fell on Su Yuan, a hint of amazement in his eyes. "Especially this student. Director Wang, you've truly found a gem in Guangchuan City." What did he mean? Wang Haiping, Yin Shenfei, and Gu Qiu were puzzled. Lu Dong whispered something to Gu Qiu. Yin Shenfei and Wang Haiping, being Shining Star experts, heard all clearly at such a close distance. Knowing that Su Yuan used magnetic pressure to fly and collected over 200 heavenly sweet fruits, even the steadfast trio couldn't help but remain silent for several seconds. Taking a deep breath, Yin Shenfei said to Wang Haiping, "Perfect magnetic pressure. Magnetic pressure isn't an easy-to-master, common skill. Haiping, this student of yours truly has an extraordinary talent." Wang Haiping glanced at Su Yuan standing calmly beside him and coughed lightly. "This kid does have a knack for skill cultivation." Yin Shenfei took a few more scrutinizing glances at Su Yuan before nodding and refraining from further comments. Ji Qinghe said, "This round at the Divine Tree's secret realm concluded perfectly. You may leave on your own." I have to tidy up the area, so I won't see you off. Yin Shenfei, Wang Haiping, and Good Xiu responded, "Thank you, Elder Ji." The group walked out of the arena. Wang Haiping said, "Director Yin, I will take my leave." Yin Shenfei smiled. "All right, I hope to see you at the Qingyun Municipal Education Bureau soon. Thanks for your good wishes, ha ha ha." Zhuang Sun stepped out from behind Yin Shenfei, approached Su Yuan, and said, "Su Yuan, let's stay in touch." "Sure, no problem." After the trip to the Divine Tree Secret Realm in Qingye City, Su Yuan and Wang Haiping returned to Guangchuan that same day. There were less than 2 weeks until the special recruitment at Demon Capital Academy. Having absorbed a lot of heavenly sweet fruit, Su Yuan needed some time to let his state settle and develop further. There was no room for improvement at the moment. However, his skills could still be enhanced. Although all currently embedded skills had already been strengthened to the transformation realm, instant movement was not fully maxed out yet. Usually, when a skill reached the perfect realm, it would undergo various changes. For instance, Steel Flame Finger would cover the entire right hand, Wind Walking would evade long-range attacks, and Elemental Magnetism Pressure would cause levitation. Who knew what changes would occur when the soul skill instant movement reached perfection? Su Yuan directly asked his homeroom teacher, Yang Jun, for a 2-week leave. With Wang Haiping having given prior notice, Yang Jun didn't inquire further and just told Su Yuan to be careful. Su Yuan then took his dragon armor saber and spent 2 whole weeks in the Great Barbarian Mountain area. May 4th, at the gate of Four Seasons Garden residential community, Wang Haiping's beautiful secretary was once again waiting in a car downstairs. Her pretty face and sexy, mature figure attracted many heated stares from passers-by. Seeing Su Yuan approaching, the secretary slightly bowed and then greeted him with a smile. "Mr. Su, please get in the car." "Thanks." Su Sheng walked forward, only to see the rear window slowly roll down. "Su Yuan, hurry up and get in," Wang Haiping called out. "Director Wang?" Su Yuan was very surprised. "Why did you come personally?" 2 days ago, Wang Haiping mentioned he had some urgent matters. Su Yuan was to go to Demon Capital alone for the Academy's trial. So Su Yuan had thought that only this pretty secretary would be seeing him off at the airport. He didn't expect Wang Haiping to come along too. "I'm here to see you off." Su Yuan smiled. "I feel honored." Once Su Yuan was settled in, Wang Haiping instructed, "Xiao Yu, let's go." "Yes, director." The secretary responded, driving towards the airport. Wang Haiping sighed and said, "If it wasn't for some urgent matters, I wouldn't let you travel so far alone to Demon Capital. How about I have Xiao Yu go with you?" No need." Su Yuan quickly declined. He was not a big shot. He wasn't used to having a secretary or the like. It would be much more convenient to travel alone. Traveling alone isn't a big deal, and you've already arranged everything for the trip. Su Yuan shook his head and added, "But what do I do once I get to the Demon Capital Academy to take part in the assessment? Didn't I give you the teacher's phone number last time? Just call him when you get there. By the way, better not call if you're free," Wang Haiping reminded, thinking of the teacher's impatient nature. "Got it." Great Flame was vast. Shuzhou was located in the southwestern central region, while Demon Capital was on the southeastern border. Plus, the flight path had a detour around some dangerous areas, which inevitably extended the travel time. After a day and night, Su Yuan finally arrived at the Demon Capital Airport in the early morning of the 5th. It's truly different here. Su Yuan exited the Demon Capital Airport, looking at the majestic and ancient city corner ahead, and couldn't help but feel awestruck. Unlike inland cities, most buildings in Demon Capital were grand and used minimally processed materials. Observing people around him, Su Yuan could faintly sense powerful star power fluctuations from several individuals. Among 10 or so people, nearly one is a star card master, and their realms are not low either. Su Yuan couldn't help but marvel. As expected of 3 cities, it's truly beyond the imagination of a small city like Guangchuan. Even if he didn't pass the special recruitment of the Demon Capital Academy, just visiting Demon Capital was an eye-opener. Totally worth it. Of course, that was just a thought. He had to get into Demon Capital Academy this time. Shaking his head, Su Yuan opened his phone to locate the Demon Capital Academy. Taking the light rail would take about 2 hours. Good, it's not too far. The special recruitment starts in the afternoon, so there's plenty of time. Patting his cheeks to stay alert, Su Yuan then took the light rail to Demon Capital Academy. At noon, at the main gate of the Demon Capital Academy, the South Gate, Su Yuan walked over from a distance. This entire South Gate was constructed from a single, over 40-meter-long primal dragon bone, with a giant dragon skull proudly gazing towards the southeast. If Su Yuan was slightly amazed at the airport, now he was truly awestruck. Upon close inspection, Su Yuan carefully examined this majestic, seamlessly crafted dragon bone gate. The dragon bone was not pure white, but carried a highly textured shade of gold. Upon closer inspection, this gold came from within the dragon bone, exuding a faint, undispersed dragon's will. Golden bone. Su Yuan's heart raced slightly. Here to participate in the special recruitment. Just then, a voice came from not far behind Su Yuan. He turned to see a young man about the same age. With a square face, bushy eyebrows, big eyes, short hair, and dark red pupils, he stood at about 1.85 meters tall. Wearing a training vest and combat shorts, his hands were in his pockets, and he didn't seem very approachable. "Who are you?" Su Yuan asked while observing him. Even though Su Yuan was focused on the dragon bone, this guy had silently approached without notice, definitely not simple. Moreover, the guy had his star power collected very well, with no leakage at all. Among everyone Su Yuan had encountered, no one had managed to do so, including Fang Kun, Zhuang Sun, Chun Jiujuan, and even Su Yuan himself. "My name is Xiang Dingxian." The young man stepped beside Su Yuan, scrutinizing the dragon bone gate, and casually added, "Just looking is superficial. To comprehend the secrets of our Demon Capital Academy's Dragon Bone Gate, you need to immerse your spiritual power into the dragon skull. Every new student does this annually to temper their spiritual power. You can give it a try." Judging by his tone, was he a Demon Capital Academy student? No wonder he approached so silently. Su Yuan nodded and, with a thought, sent his spiritual power into the distant dragon skull. Instantly, a roar echoed in Su Yuan's mind, and the surroundings became a blank canvas with only the dragon bone gate remaining in sight. The dragon bone seemed to come alive, with the dragon skull turning to face Su Yuan, lowering its gaze. Roar! With a mighty roar, an ancient dragons will charge towards Su Yuan's sea of consciousness. Su Yuan groaned, shut his eyes tightly, and instinctively unleashed his spiritual power in resistance. This dragon's will was overwhelming, crushing Su Yuan's spiritual power and seemingly attempting to overturn Su Yuan's sea of consciousness. If the sea of consciousness were fully exposed to this dragon's will, the consequences would be dire. Damn it! Su Yuan's heart sank. He realized he might have been deceived. This person was definitely not a student from the Demon Capital Academy. However, his timing and appearance were too perfect. He even knew the dragon skull's intricacies. In any case, being too careless was Su Yuan's own mistake. Now was not the time for regret and reflection. Spiritual confrontations were perilous. A single misstep could lead to utter destruction. Su Yuan had no idea when this dragon's will invading his sea of consciousness would cease. With no other options, he could only muster all his spiritual power to resist. Just when Su Yuan was about to give up, a scolding sound suddenly echoed in his ears. In an instant, the oppressive force from the dragon bone suddenly dissipated. Su Yuan only felt his sea of consciousness relax, and he regained his clarity. But immediately after, Su Yuan's mind went into a daze, and he almost stumbled and fell. This was the side effect of excessive spiritual power consumption. Su Yuan opened his eyes. Standing in front of him, though he didn't know when he arrived, was a young man with sword-shaped eyebrows, star-like eyes, and a handsome face with blue hair. At this moment, the blue-haired young man frowned and looked at Su Yuan with a serious expression. Only at Star Apprentice level, You actually dared to directly gaze at the head of Demon Dragon, the blue-haired young man scolded. Su Yuan didn't mind the other party's harsh tone. Instead, he said, "Thank you, senior, for your help." Su Yuan knew very well that without the others' help, in just a few more seconds, he would have been in big trouble today. Seeing Su Yuan's attitude, the blue-haired young man's expression softened a bit. After a slight pause, the blue-haired young man said to Su Yuan, "Direct gazing at the head of Demon Dragon requires at least bronze-level spiritual power and someone to assist by the side. Otherwise, once you get trapped and can't pull out, at best, you might faint on the spot due to excessive spiritual power consumption. At worst, you'd be overdrawn and would need to lie down for 10 days or half a month." Seeing you're only at Star Apprentice 9th rank, but still daring to do such a dangerously mysterious thing, it's really, I don't know how to describe you. Luckily, your spiritual talent seems decent, being able to withstand it for so long. A regular Star Apprentice would have collapsed already. Senior is right. It was my carelessness. After apologizing again, Su Yuan glanced sideways. Seeing Xiang Dingqian standing with his arms crossed and a mocking smile, Su Yuan's eyes turned colder. The blue-haired young man also noticed Xiang Dingqian and asked, "Are you Xiang Dingqian?" Xiang Dingqian responded casually, "I am." The blue-haired young man glanced at Xiang Dingqian, then at Su Yuan, and seemed to guess something. He frowned slightly. However, he said nothing and spoke up. "My name is Qi Tian. Director Tan instructed me to pick you up." "Qi Tian?" says Yuan was slightly taken aback. "Indeed, quite a bold name." Xiang Dingqian stepped forward. "Then I trouble you, Senior Qi." Qi Tian didn't say more and turned to Su Yuan. "Are you also here for the special recruitment?" "I am." Su Yuan thought of teacher Wang Haiping and added, "My name is Su Yuan, recommended by teacher Yang Yifeng." "Teacher Yang?" A hint of surprise flashed in Qi Tian's eyes. He then nodded and said, "Then come with me. We're going to the assessment site now." "Thank you, Senior Qi." Qi Tian nodded and then led Su Yuan and Xiang Dingqian beyond the Dragonbone Gate, heading inside. Demon Capital Academy was vast. The entire academy was designed in a forest series style, with ancient trees and rugged rocks everywhere. The three walked for a long time and finally arrived at a secluded dark green forest within the academy. At this time, there stood a teacher from Demon Capital Academy, with a thin face dressed in brown brocade, looking about 40 years old. There were also a few young students around Su Yuan's age, seemingly also here for the special recruitment. But the most eye-catching was the 2-meter-high black mysterious steel standing beside the Demon Capital Academy teacher. Accompanied by waves of mysterious fluctuations, lines of different golden seal secret symbols intermittently appeared and disappeared on the mysterious steel, making it extraordinarily mysterious. "Director Tan, I've brought them." Qi Tian, with Su Yuan and Xiang Dingqian, stood at a clearing in front of the black mysterious steel. "Thank you, Qi Tian." Tan Songlin, dressed in black brocade, smiled. "No trouble at all." Tan Songlin nodded, looked at Xiang Dingqian, and said, "Xiang Dingqian, how is your father? Haven't seen him for 4 or 5 years." Xiang Dingqian, upon hearing this, knew this might be his father's friend in Demon Capital Academy. Now, he seemed to be the person in charge of this assessment. Xiang Dingqian hurriedly made a bow. "He's good. He asked me to send his regards." "Good, that's good." Tan Songlin nodded with a smile, then focused on Su Yuan. "Qi Tian, who is this student?" Su Yuan replied, "Hello, Teacher Tan. I am Su Yuan." "Su Yuan?" Tan Songlin looked puzzled, as if Su Yuan's name wasn't on the special recruitment list. Qi Tian added, "Director Tan. He was recommended by teacher Yang Yifeng." "Oh." Tan Songlin's eyes showed surprise as he carefully observed Su Yuan. "So you are the student teacher Yang mentioned?" "That's me," Su Yuan replied. Su Yuan muttered inwardly. Director Wang's teacher seemed to hold a rather extraordinary position in Demon Capital Academy. But as Wang Haiping didn't mention it, Su Yuan didn't ask further. Qi Tian said, "Director Tan, since I've brought them, I'll take my leave." "All right, you may go." After Chi Tian left, Tan Song Lin spoke to the others. Wait a little longer. There's one more hour before we begin. Saying this, he closed his eyes to rest. Su Yuan observed the other students in the clearing. 3 men and 2 women, all extraordinary. From their realms, they were at least at 9th stage limit. Among them, a young man with a cold face and yellow hair drew the most attention, even though he tried to suppress it. The strong star power fluctuation around him couldn't be entirely concealed, clearly at the bronze level. Although Zhuang Sun also broke through to bronze level, it didn't mean bronze level wasn't significant. Those who reached the bronze level at this time had immense talent and significant opportunity. As time passed, another hour quickly went by. Since Su Yuan and Xiang Dingqian entered the forest, other recommended teachers had brought in 3 more people, including twin siblings and a somewhat thin boy. Now it was already 2 p.m., and the assessment should have started, but Tan Songlin stood quietly without initiating anything. Seeing Tan Songlin occasionally glance outside, Su Yuan had a vague guess. Tan Songlin seemed to be waiting for someone, and Director Wang previously mentioned this special recruitment seemed mainly for one person. As Su Yuan was pondering, 2 people suddenly walked in from a distance. Leading was a strikingly handsome young man with long hair, dressed in white, holding a folding fan, his demeanor refined, gentle as jade. Behind him was a petite girl, silver short hair, ice blue eyes, walking behind the long-haired man, emitting a chilly aura. As soon as the 2 appeared, they captivated everyone's attention, their stunning looks and aura making them seem like they walked out of a painting, pleasing to the eyes. Su Yuan also looked at the silver-haired girl, but what attracted him was a faint, familiar yet strange aura from her. She seems different from us. Staring at the silver-haired girl, Su Yuan frowned, pondering deeply. At this moment, sensing Su Yuan's gaze, the silver-haired girl slightly raised her head towards him. Her ice-blue crystalline eyes were devoid of any emotion, resembling non-human entities. She's not human. Su Yuan's pupils contracted. Recalling the rumors about Demon Capital Academy, Su Yuan immediately realized this cold-looking girl was likely a star beast. The familiarity of her aura possibly came from his vast experience of hunting star beasts after his awakening, making him more attuned to their presence. So, there are star beasts in this recruitment. Withdrawing his gaze, Su Yuan was deeply astonished. Tan Songlin saw the handsome young man approaching from afar. His face suddenly changed, and he hurriedly stepped forward to greet him, but was stopped by the young man's slightly raised folding fan. The young man smiled and said, "Director Tan, I'm here to bring my niece for the assessment." "Niece?" Tan Songlin was slightly moved and turned to look at the silver-haired girl behind him. He nodded. "All right, please come this way." The students who came to participate in the special examination were all astonished at this scene. Tan Songlin, a teacher from Demon Capital Academy, was so polite to this handsome young man in Demon Capital Academy. Moreover, the other party looked to be only about 30 years old. Everyone couldn't help but be incredibly curious about the identity of the handsome young man and also cast more glances at the silver-haired girl. But the silver-haired girl silently followed behind the handsome young man, her head neither raised nor did she seem to care about the people or things around her. The handsome young man followed Tan Songlin to the stele and carefully gazed at the mysterious stele, a solemn look in his eyes. Soul-comforting mysterious burial tablet. I've heard the name of this tablet many times. This is the first time I'm seeing it in person. As if to respond to the handsome young man, the mysterious stele suddenly shone brightly with a golden light. What strong spirituality! Su Yuan's heart was astonished. He didn't expect the mysterious stele to possess such strong spirituality. It was said that star devices of epic grade and above would give birth to artifact spirits with a certain level of spirituality, which could better coordinate with the Imperial Master and even automatically protect the Master. This black mysterious stele surprisingly responded independently to the words of someone who wasn't its master. Such spirituality was quite strong. However, it didn't take long for Tan Songlin to explain it to everyone. After greeting the handsome young man, Tan Songlin turned to look at Su Yuan and the other students participating in the special recruitment. Since everyone is here, let's begin this special examination. Tan Songlin raised his hand to form seals and slapped the steel. A golden seal technique instantly imprinted on the steel. The mysterious steel suddenly burst into dazzling golden light. A peculiar wave of energy enveloped the area, and the entire steel was suddenly lit up with dense golden rune inscriptions. So miraculous! Most of the young people present, including Su Yuan, were seeing such a magical treasure for the first time. They couldn't help but be amazed. Even the silver-haired girl lifted her head, showing a hint of curiosity in her eyes. Tan Songlin said loudly, "This steel is called the soul-comforting mysterious burial tablet, and is one of the treasures of our Demon Capital Academy, an ancient legendary star artifact. This special examination will be completed through it. It's actually a legendary star device, and an ancient legendary star device at that." All the students widened their eyes. Aside from the few divine artifacts held by countries and some super organizations, legendary star devices were the highest level of star devices. Nobody expected to see a legendary star device here today. Ancient legendary star devices were even rarer. Star devices were generally classified into ancient star devices and modern star devices, based on the time they were refined. The history of humans on Blue Sea Star had 3 key points: the appearance of humans, the appearance of Starcar Masters, and humanity's domination of Blue Sea Star. Due to this, the history of Blue Sea Star was divided into 4 eras. They were ancient times, medieval, and modern. Ancient refers to the time before humans appeared, when myths and legendary star beasts roamed Blue Sea Star, ruling different lands and clashing with each other. Ancient times, humans appeared, but under the rampage of powerful star beasts, humans, who had no star cores and could only crudely mobilize star power, were as weak as ants. It was a miracle they weren't exterminated. Medieval. Human sages with heavenly people demeanor discovered the way to awaken soul cards. Human groups, with astounding growth rates and powerful reproductive abilities, officially took the world stage. Modern. After tens of thousands of years of efforts in the Middle Ages, humans drove away star beasts, established nations, and secured their dominance on Blue Sea Star. They then expanded, and the path of the star card master developed rapidly, continuing to this day. The so-called ancient star devices were star devices forged during the medieval era by humans to fight against star beasts. During the early and mid-medieval era, Blue Sea Star was filled with treasures, leading to the birth of many high-grade star devices, even several divine artifacts of mythical grade. However, after tens of thousands of years, including the driving away of star beasts and internal human wars, fewer than 1/10 of the ancient star devices have been fully preserved. Despite modern advancements in artifact refining, making significant progress and improving overall refining standards, divine artifacts were still extremely hard to refine, and even legendary star devices were very rare. Currently, on the east continent of Blue Sea Star, where the Great Flame Country was located, only 2 divine artifacts existed. It was precisely because of these 2 divine artifacts that the positions of the 2 superpowers, Great Flame and Qiguang, on the east continent were firmly established. Tan Songlin continued, "The soul-comforting mysterious burial tablet contains the souls of many star beasts, including ancient star beasts. With the power of the tablet, the souls of these star beasts can rebuild bodies and resurrect. Later, you will use your spiritual power to communicate with this tablet. It will draw you into the steel space and release wave after wave of star beasts by reconstructing their souls. The assessment requires you to kill each wave of star beasts to score points. Each wave of star beasts you kill grants you 100 points. Even if you don't clear the current wave, the soul-comforting mysterious burial tablet will give you a corresponding score based on completion. You just need to do your best. If there's any life-threatening danger, the soul-comforting mysterious burial tablet will negate the damage caused by the star beasts and transport you out safely." The bronze-level youth with brown hair asked, "Teacher Tan, How do we pass the assessment? The sixth wave. Tan Songlin's gaze swept over the students. Clearing the sixth wave of the soul, comforting mysterious burial tablet is the basic requirement. If no one can clear the sixth wave, then no one will be accepted in this special recruitment. Additionally, if more than 3 people clear the sixth wave, we will only select the top 3 with the highest scores. Upon hearing this, Su Yuan began pondering. The rules of the assessment were simple, similar to the joint trial in Guangchuan City, where points are raised by killing demon beasts. The mechanism was different. The joint trial was an open world, while this was a tower climbing challenge. There was another problem: no idea about the strength of the sixth wave of star beasts in the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet. Not even a reference. Tan Songlin looked at everyone and added, "You are all very lucky. Under normal circumstances, the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet wouldn't be opened easily. Conducting trials within the steel space offers additional rewards from the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet. The more star beasts you kill, the more generous the rewards, including spirit plants, materials, star cards, and more. These rewards aren't just limited to our era. They might even come from the medieval era. Regardless of whether you pass or not, you won't leave empty-handed. And if you clear the fifth wave, the rewards will be equivalent to those usually given to specially recruited students. Clearing the sixth wave, the rewards within the steel will be of an even higher grade." As he spoke, Tan Songlin glanced at the handsome young man and the silver-haired girl beside him. It was precisely because of them that the dean arranged for this assessment to use the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet. There are rewards too. The students' eyes brightened upon hearing this. With so many participants, not everyone could pass the assessment, but at least there was a guaranteed bottom line. Su Yuan also nodded secretly. If he could pass the assessment, the quality of the special recruitment rewards would depend on his efforts. Your final results will be determined by the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet. "All right, everyone, go in now." Tan Songlin called out and said no more. Everyone looked at each other, seemingly unwilling to be the first to enter. Xiang Dingxian sneered, "Cowards, I'll go first." As he spoke, golden light, identical to that on the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet, flashed on Xiang Dingxian, and he disappeared into the tablet. "That is indeed amazing." Su Yuan chuckled lightly. Having seen the effects of the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet, Su Yuan immediately extended his spiritual power toward the tablet. Golden light enveloped his body, and in an instant, he was pulled into the tablet. The others did not hesitate either, one by one turning into golden light and entering the mysterious burial tablet. The handsome young man said to the girl beside him, "Bing Tong, go ahead." The silver-haired girl looked at the soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet beside her, blinked, and also turned into golden light, entering the tablet. In a short moment, only Tan Songlin and the long-haired youth holding a folding fan remained in the field. "Director Tan, is there really a dragon saliva fruit, something that's already extinct, inside the soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet?" Tan Songlin smiled. "Of course, Lord Kongjung." Hearing this title from Tan Songlin, the incredibly beautiful man in front of him was actually one of the demon capital's deputy city lords, the five-colored peacock Ming King, Kongjung. The soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet of our academy, though not as powerful in combat as your 5 elements, 5 directions, true light treasure fan, has functions beyond combat. It was used in ancient times to train younger generations and holds many ancient treasures. Last time, the president communicated with the mysterious steel and confirmed the existence of a dragon saliva fruit. As long as she passes the 6th wave, she has a chance to obtain it. At this point, Tan Songlin paused. After a moment of contemplation, he asked, "Forgive my directness, but due to the unique nature of the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet, even the president cannot arbitrarily retrieve treasures from it. It selects the most suitable treasures based on the trialists and their performance. Are you and the president so sure that she will definitely get the dragon saliva fruit?" Hearing this, Kong Zheng turned his head and gazed at Tan Songlin with a faint smile. Director Tan, what you really want to ask is, who exactly is Bing Tong, right? Under Kong Zheng's gaze, Tan Songlin felt an intangible pressure bearing down on him, causing his chest to tighten and making it difficult to breathe. After all, this person was far from being as gentle and refined as he appeared. On the contrary, it was precisely because Kong Zheng had maintained his position as a great demon and steadfastly held onto the title of Deputy City Lord of the Demon Capital for so many years, relying on the corpses and blood that lay beneath him, and his fearsome reputation that shook the entire East Continent. In terms of combat power, this individual could undoubtedly rank among the top 3 in the entire demon capital. Now the East Continent was in turmoil, with foreign countries, evil cults, gangs, and star beasts. In recent years, things have become increasingly unstable, with signs of upheaval looming. The situation within the Great Flame Country was relatively stable, but it was far less peaceful abroad. It's no harm to tell you. Kong Zheng opened the folding fan, with its blue, gold, red, black, and white bones gleaming faintly and looking quite lovely. The dragon saliva fruit should naturally be pursued by the true dragon. Hearing this, Tan Songlin looked down at the few ice crystals left on the spot where the silver-haired girl used to stand. Suddenly, something dawned on him, and his expression changed drastically. After several seconds, Tan Songlin took a deep breath, the shock in his eyes not completely fading. No wonder the president specially arranged to open the soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet again. No wonder she was personally brought by Kong Zheng. It turned out she was related to the overlord of the Ice Pearl mysterious cliff within the ancient Forbidden Zone. Su Yuan's vision blurred, and he found himself inside the soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet. The surroundings were empty, with nothing in sight, and a gray mist seemed to permeate the distance, blocking his view. A faint light flashed in Su Yuan's palm, and he had already summoned the dragon armor saber, tightly gripping it in his hand. Barely 2 seconds passed before the gray mist in front rolled, and 5 pure white wolf-shaped star beasts lunged out. Starting off with 5-star apprentice 9th rank Ice Snow Wolves, Su Yuan was rather surprised. Ice Snow Wolves were ordinary grade ice element star beasts, but there were 5 here, and all of them were at the 9th rank. Though it was no big deal for him, for an ordinary 9th rank student, facing 5 9th rank Ice Snow Wolves simultaneously could be quite a headache. This was only the first wave, and it was already this intense. One could only imagine how abnormal the 6th wave would be. As expected of the Demon Capital Academy, this special examination of the soul, comforting mysterious burial tablet, was indeed tough. The 5 Ice Snow Wolves glanced at Su Yuan, then howled and charged at him, wrapped in a fierce icy wind and silver flowers. Dealing with this kind of cannon fodder, Su Yuan didn't intend to waste much effort. Using elemental magnetism pressure would be overkill. He unfolded his wind-walking steps, his body swaying lightly, and the dragon armor saber struck continuously. The 5 Ice Snow Wolves couldn't even touch Su Yuan's body before their heads were precisely chopped off one by the dragon armor saber. Given Su Yuan's current strength, he could dispatch any star beast below the bronze level with a single strike. It was no different from slaughtering chickens or dogs. Su Yuan crouched down, about to disembowel the Ice Snow Wolves' bodies as usual. Suddenly, the 5 Ice Snow Wolves' corpses simultaneously turned into patches of gray gas and dissipated. Right, these are the reconstructed star beasts within the soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet, not real star beasts. Su Yuan realized, meaning that there would be no star cores from killing these star beasts. 2 minutes later, the mist ahead began stirring again. This time, 3 elite star beasts of the 9th rank appeared. Su Yuan easily dispatched them just by using wind-walking steps. In the battles involving Star Card Masters and Star Beasts, quality far outweighed quantity. Against opponents with similar strength, more numbers could determine the outcome of the battle. But against significantly stronger opponents, even 2, 3, or 4 or 5 at once would struggle to prevail. Not to mention, Su Yuan's strength far surpassed these ninth-rank elite star beasts by several tiers. Simply using wind-walking steps, dragon armor saber, and the strong body granted by the sea-level talent, he effortlessly slew the 3 elite star beasts, hardly using any star power at all. After this, there was another 2-minute rest period. As the gray mist ahead rolled, a common bronze mid-tier star beast leapt out. 4-hoofed, long-tailed, about 2 meters long, with an agile body and a head resembling that of a bison. Su Yuan didn't recognize it, but it seemed to be an ancient star beast. Bronze level at last, though still not much of a challenge. Su Yuan extended his left hand towards the star beast. A flash of gray light, and elemental magnetism pressure, descended powerfully. The 4-legged star beast was only halfway there before its spine was crushed under immense pressure, collapsing to the ground with a thud and vomiting blood. Su Yuan stepped forward and chopped off its head with a dragon armor saber. The third wave already features bronze mid-tier star beasts. Up next, it will either be bronze high-tier or bronze elite star beasts. Although it was only 2 minutes, Su Yuan took the time to adjust himself. After a while, the gray mist stirred, and a dark shadow shot out like a bullet from the mist, reaching Su Yuan. Boom! The airwaves exploded, and dust rose. Su Yuan stood his ground, holding his dragon armor saber in a reverse grip, blocking the dark shadow that charged at him. His silver eyes coldly watched the star beast before him. It was a menacing werewolf standing on 2 legs, with black and red fur and bloodshot eyes. Its right claw gripped the dragon armor saber tightly. Blood Moon Werewolf, indeed, a bronze early-stage elite star beast. The Blood Moon Werewolf was an elite star beast still present in modern times, highly sensitive, highly durable, and with an extraordinary healing ability elevated by the Blood Wolf regeneration talent. Only its strength was relatively weaker. This was merely the 4th wave, and it was already on par with the Earth Element beast from before. However, he was far stronger now than during the joint trial back then. Su Yuan swung his long saber, deflecting the Blood Moon Werewolf. The werewolf regained its balance after 2 steps and charged at Su Yuan again. Elemental magnetism pressure. Su Yuan's gaze was indifferent as he raised his left hand. The elemental magnetism pressure crashed down, pinning the werewolf to the spot. A flash of cold light, and the Blood Moon Werewolf's howl was cut short as its head was severed. No matter how strong the recovery ability, once the head is removed, it can't regrow. Su Yuan looked towards a mist ahead. Next should at least be a bronze middle-tier elite star beast. Enhanced Su Yuan didn't wait anymore, but with a long knife in hand, he walked to the edge of the gray fog where the star beasts appeared. In this kind of breakthrough battle, besides defeating the opponents, the goal was also to minimize consumption. Once he got entangled in a fight, even if you could solve the opponent, your own consumption would be huge. It would be difficult to achieve better results. After a while, the gray fog in front of him churned, and a red and blue demon fox rushed out from the gray fog. 2 of them. Both are bronze middle stage. Su Yuan was slightly surprised inside, but his actions didn't stop. Black light surged around him, and a heavy pressure field immediately spread out from his body. The 2 demon foxes had just emerged from the gray fog when they felt an extremely strong gravity pressing on them. They immediately fell to the ground, their limbs bent. Su Yuan raised his long knife and slashed at the nearest fiery fire fox. The fiery fire fox screeched in desperation. Star power burst from its body, and a fiery cover formed around it, swirling flames all over. As Su Yuan approached, he was burnt by the raging flames of the fiery cover. D-level star power talent. Su Yuan's eyes cooled. Instead of retreating, with a single thought, his entire body swiftly turned to a metallic black iron hue. Kill! In the face of such high temperatures, the hardened iron armor that specialized in dealing with physical attacks couldn't last long. Su Yuan infused star power into his dragon armor saber. The blade surged with star power, gleaming coldly, and he slashed down fiercely, directly decapitating the fiery fire fox. The fire light dissipated, and the flames scattered suddenly. Su Yuan hadn't even caught his breath when he heard a piercing sound coming from the right side. A 5-foot-long, icy cone shot towards him. Previously, because Su Yuan got close to the fiery fire fox, the heavy pressure field suppression on the nearby frost blue fox was reduced significantly, allowing it to summon an icy cone. Without even raising his head, Su Yuan's eyes flashed silver, and his figure suddenly disappeared from the spot. The next moment, Su Yuan appeared out of thin air beside the frost blue fox and slashed down with a calm face. The heavy pressure field centered around Su Yuan. As he teleported, the frost blue fox felt the terrifying pressure again, and it couldn't resist falling back down. In a critical moment, the frost blue fox summoned a large amount of frost and snow, forming a more than 2-inch thick frost demon shield on its body. Clang! Even with the dragon armor saber's sharpness, this slash couldn't break it in one go. This energy shield has incredibly high physical defense. Su Yuan showed a slight surprise. The frost blue fox's star power swelled violently, resisting the elemental magnetism pressure with all its might. Su Yuan snorted coldly, and the gravity in the field increased once again. The frost blue fox's head, which had just lifted, slammed into the ground with a thud. Su Yuan raised his hand, aimed at the frost blue fox, and a mass of blue flames welled up in his palm, illuminating the gray fog-covered space significantly. Gray flame strike, Su Yuan murmured. The blue light burst forth. The electric blue flames only lingered for a moment before breaking the frost demon shield, hitting the frost blue fox directly. Boom! After a deafening explosion, a large crater appeared, and the entire upper body of the frost blue fox had vanished. Su Yuan retracted his hand, taking a slight breath. This round, not simple at all. The previous 4 waves had been almost effortless, but this wave not only consumed a fair amount of star power, but also caused some minor burns. Fortunately, it didn't affect his combat ability. The skill slots are still somewhat insufficient. After breaking into the bronze level, I should first learn Holy Light Baptism. Su Yuan shook his head and quickly adjusted his state. The 5th layer had bronze middle stage elite star beasts. Apart from that cold young man at the bronze level, most of the others might fall at this stage. And next was the 6th wave. It determined whether he could pass the special recruitment assessment of the Demon Capital. The 6th wave is a bronze high stage elite star beasts or master star beasts. It definitely couldn't be silver stage star beasts. The power gap was too large. Besides the gap in physical bodies and star power, silver stage star beasts, having lived longer, generally had skill levels 1 or 2 stages higher than bronze level star beasts. In the joint trial, the bronze early stage earth element beasts' elemental magnetism pressure likely didn't even reach mastery, only skilled level. But many silver stage star beast skills could reach mastery. So it couldn't be silver stage star beasts, at least not the 6th wave. Then it could only be bronze high stage elites or bronze masters. Su Yuan silently counted the time. When he reached about 2 minutes, he opened his left hand, and gray flame strike quickly gathered momentum in his palm. Soon, the gray fog in front split open, revealing a snow-white figure walking out. Gray flame strike. Not waiting to see the star beast clearly, Su Yuan's eyes focused, directly unleashing the long-prepared gray flame strike. The cerulean flames shot out, almost hitting the newly emerged white star beast. 2 sharp silver lights intersected, shattering the mighty gray flame strike, though the silver lights were soon consumed by the blue flames. Su Yuan squinted his eyes slightly. Although the strike was just probing without full power, its great success stage power was still broken easily by the opponent. As the blue flame light slowly dissipated, the white star beast's form was finally revealed. Snow white all over, with emerald eyes and golden pupils, a more than 3-meter body, and 2 blade-sharp silver wings on its back. Golden-eyed silver-winged tiger. Su Yuan recognized it at a glance, and his face grew more serious. Golden-eyed silver-winged tiger. Grade Master. Species Tiger. Element Gold. Talent, Strong Edge. Enhances the sharpness and cutting effect of sharp attacks. 6 dimensions, Strength D, Agility C, Defense C, Constitution D, Spirit E, Star Power D. The golden-eyed silver-winged tiger was a star beast with impressive attack abilities. Extremely fast, with a body as hard as iron, and highly destructive. Under the strong edge talent, the golden-eyed silver-winged tiger could break through most defenses at the same level, especially those 2 silver wings, which were not only as sharp as the dragon armor saber, but could also launch iron-cutting silver gang to attack enemies from a distance with incredible power. Moreover, although the 2 silver wings couldn't make the golden-eyed silver-winged tiger fly, they could greatly enhance its movement speed. A bronze middle stage golden-eyed silver-winged tiger. This is quite troublesome. Su Yuan tightened his grip on the dragon armor saber, raising his left hand, spreading his fingers, and applied elemental magnetism pressure towards the golden-eyed silver-winged tiger's position. Elemental magnetism pressure was difficult to guard against. Unprepared, the golden-eyed silver-winged tiger immediately bent its limbs and fell to the ground. Though not as helpless as the 2 demon foxes earlier, it couldn't stand up at the moment. Just emerged, it was sneak attacked by Su Yuan, now suppressed by the elemental magnetism pressure. The golden-eyed silver-winged tiger was furious. Star power burst from its body, fighting the elemental magnetism pressure. Meanwhile, the silver wings on its back gleamed coldly, and with 2 sharp clangs, 2 extremely sharp silver lights quickly slashed out. Iron-cutting silver gang. The air shrieked, and the iron-cutting silver gang instantly reached Su Yuan. Su Yuan's eyes flashed silver, and his figure vanished from his spot. The 2 sharp silver lights slashed empty air and disappeared into the gray fog. What happened? The golden-eyed silver-winged tiger was alarmed, wondering where the human suddenly went. Just then, an intense wave of star power appeared nearby. Struggling under the pressure, the golden-eyed silver-winged tiger glanced out of the corner of its eye and saw Su Yuan standing beside it, left arm entwined with golden flames like a burning iron rod. Golden burning hand. Su Yuan fiercely chopped at the golden-eyed silver-winged tiger's neck with a handblade. Roar! The golden-eyed silver-winged tiger couldn't react in time, crying out in pain at the golden burning hand's impact. But Su Yuan's expression was grim. Despite significant harm, the golden burning hand couldn't cut through the tiger's iron-like neck in one go. Without delay, the golden-eyed silver-winged tiger's silver wings swung again, readying 2 iron-cutting silver gangs to fire from point-blank range. There was no time for instant teleportation, and at such close range, wind walking couldn't evade in time. As for whether the transformation realm-hardened iron armor could block the gold-breaking, jade-breaking, iron-cutting silver gang, Su Yuan wasn't sure. The situation was urgent, but Su Yuan showed no panic, eyes flashing silver. Suddenly, the original instant teleportation spot lit up with a mysterious silver mark. The next moment, Su Yuan disappeared from beside the golden-eyed, silver-winged tiger, instantly teleporting to the marked spot, narrowly avoiding the 2 iron-cutting silver gangs. Instant teleportation, flashback. A new trait acquired after mastering instant teleportation. Since the end of the Divine Tree Secret Realm, and before arriving at the Demon Capital, Su Yuan spent 2 full weeks in the depths of the Great Barbarian Mountain area. Those 2 weeks weren't wasted. He gathered nearly 7,000 points of stardust, adding the leftover from upgrading Gray Flame Strike and Elemental Magnetism Pressure. He had enough to advance instant teleportation from great success to Transformation Realm. Instant teleportation, Transformation Realm, casting time 0.1s, cooldown 3s, trait, flashback. Flashback. After using instant teleportation, you can return to the previous location within Roar. The golden-eyed silver-winged tiger was even more enraged as it saw Su Yuan dodge its attack again and felt the wound on its neck. Under the continuous impact of star power, the elemental magnetism field around it was already on the brink of collapse. It wouldn't be long before it broke free. Seeing this, Su Yuan's eyes turned cold. If he couldn't kill it before it broke free, the advantage he had gained earlier with the elemental magnetism pressure would completely vanish. Once the golden-eyed silver-winged tiger broke free from its binding and unleashed its full strength, the odds of winning the battle would be significantly reduced. Even if he won in the end, he would likely have to pay a substantial price. So he had to kill it quickly. The golden-eyed silver-winged tiger's physical defense is too strong. The golden burning hand can't guarantee a kill. In that case, I can only use another move. Su Yuan opened his hands, and azure blue flames rapidly gathered in his palms. Sensing the danger, the golden-eyed silver-winged tiger's silver wings on its back vibrated continuously. Streams of iron-cutting silver gangs shot out, slashing towards Su Yuan. But once the distance was widened, hitting Su Yuan again would not be so easy. With a stomp, a gust of violent wind emerged around Su Yuan, rippling outward. The Transformation Realm Wind Walk not only greatly enhanced Su Yuan's agility, but also influenced the trajectory of the iron-cutting silver gang, helping him avoid the attacks. Although countless iron-cutting silver gangs slashed at Su Yuan, none could land a direct hit. Within just a few seconds, Su Yuan finished gathering his strength. The two clusters of gray flame fire in his hands were compressed to their limit, nearly exploding. However, Su Yuan didn't immediately launch the two clusters of gray flame strikes. Instead, he pressed his palms together, and the two clusters of gray flame fire intertwined, emitting an even more terrifying wave of energy. Faced with this power, the golden-eyed, silver-winged tiger felt threatened. With a roar, its white fur stood on end and turned into countless needle-like projectiles, raining down on Su Yuan. Such dense needle rain was impossible to dodge, but Su Yuan executed a flash and disappeared from his original spot. The golden-eyed, silver-winged tiger widened its eyes, thinking Su Yuan had instant teleported behind it. It twisted its head to search for him, but in the next moment, a powerful wave of energy emanated from above. It hurriedly looked up despite the elemental magnetism pressure, only to see two azure blue flames crossing down like lightning from the sky. Twin Phoenix Strike. Boom! The fierce flames burst, and the gray flames surged. Like twin blue flowers blooming together, the azure blue flames swept a radius of over 20 meters in an instant. When the blue flames gradually dissipated, the golden-eyed, silver-winged tiger lay in the crater left by the Twin Phoenix Strike, covered in scorch marks and gravely injured. Su Yuan, controlling the gravity, slowly landed beside the crater. Finally settled, Su Yuan let out a breath of relief. His energy was depleted, and his face was slightly pale. The move he used just now was a new feature of the perfected Gray Flame Strike, Twin Phoenix Strike. The advantage of Gray Flame Strike was its fast release speed, but its power was relatively average among green-grade attack skills. Twin Phoenix Strike resolved this issue by consuming more star power and nearly doubling the power of Gray Flame Strike, thus compensating for its lack of firepower. But the consumption was immense. Even with sea-level star power talent, Su Yuan found it hard to sustain. Below the bronze level, he couldn't freely use it. It could only be a trump card. Without any other choice, Su Yuan wouldn't have used this move. My attack methods are still lacking, especially missing a weapon skill to fully enhance the Dragon Armor Saber's power. Otherwise, there wouldn't be any need for such a costly move like Twin Phoenix Strike. Shaking his head, Su Yuan knew there was no other way since he had already used it. Now was not the time to dwell on it. He saw the golden-eyed, silver-winged tiger gradually dissipate into a gray mist and immediately resumed recovering. The soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet separated everyone into different spaces, arranging various star beasts as opponents. Not only Su Yuan, but all students participating in the exam were also fighting with all their strength. The types of star beasts varied, but the strength of each wave was roughly the same. The first and second waves were merely appetizers at the 9th stage, and from the 3rd wave onwards, bronze-level star beasts appeared. The 4th wave was bronze early-stage elite star beasts. The 5th wave featured multiple bronze middle-stage elite star beasts. The sixth wave brought bronze middle stage master star beasts. Outside the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet, students were being teleported out continuously, with their scores displayed prominently on the steel in golden letters. Heyong, 440 points. Jiang Qianqian, 420 points. Jiang Wenwu, 470 points. Luo Wenhao, 510 points. Li Xinhua, 480 points. The young men and women teleported out had pale complexions as they held various rewards like green star cards, spirit plants, and materials, only regaining their composure after a few seconds. Although they were unharmed now, they had been severely injured by the star beasts before being teleported out. The soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet nullified the injuries caused by the star beasts inside the tablet. Additionally, they felt a deep sense of despair during the exam. Every one of them recommended for the Demon Capital Academy exam was a renowned local talent. Initially, they thought they had a chance to pass the exam. However, the strength of the star beasts in the soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet jumped too drastically, right? Wave 5 already had multiple bronze elite star beasts. Was this even a game? Wave 6 had bronze middle stage master star beasts. Were high school students capable of handling that? Not to mention, there was hardly any rest. Only 2 minutes. Enough for a sip of water? Fighting desperately to kill the star beasts. As they approached Wave 6, the feeling of despair grew stronger. Passing the sixth wave was required to pass the exam. Could anyone really pass? Probably not one person. The students glared at Tan Songlin, standing near the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet, but none dared to voice their anger. At this moment, the steel flashed with golden light as another person was teleported out. It was the stern young man who had reached the bronze level earlier. Holding a blue star card in his hand, he looked somewhat lost. Seeing this, the other students immediately checked the steel to see if this bronze-level genius had passed the sixth wave. The steel flashed with golden light, revealing the stern young man's score. Tian Yuheng, 560 points. Returning to his senses, Tian Yuheng clenched his fists, showing signs of frustration and disappointment in his eyes. He had expended too much energy during waves 4 and 5. The strength of the sixth wave star beasts exceeded his expectations. Despite using all his strength, he could only heavily wound it, but was far from defeating it. Had he more time to rest and recover at least half his star power, he might have defeated it. But with just 2 minutes of rest, who could possibly pass? Even a bronze level couldn't pass the sixth wave. I told you. How can anyone pass this exam? Luo Wenhao, who scored 510 points, was already disgruntled. Seeing Tian Yuheng fail the sixth wave, he couldn't suppress his annoyance and muttered a complaint. An average bronze level failing the exam wouldn't mean much. But Tian Yuheng was a top genius with a blue-grade soul card, far exceeding ordinary people in martial arts and skills. A blue soul card and a bronze level only earned him 560 points. How much stronger could anyone else be? Yeah, it's too hard. I didn't even pass the fifth wave. If no one passes today, it'll be interesting. Luo Wenhao's words immediately resonated with others, prompting them to complain softly. They felt free to speak now, having been eliminated. Tan Songlin listened to the students' discussions indifferently, not lifting an eyelid. He had said before, if no one passed the sixth wave, they wouldn't recruit. Demon Capital Academy always maintained high standards. Moreover, the talents Demon Capital Academy sought to recruit were beyond ordinary imagination. Just because they hadn't seen one didn't mean there was none. Tian Yuheng didn't join the discussion, but started counting the remaining names on the steel. 3 people left. Scanning the surroundings, Tian Yuheng thought about who these 3 might be. The silver-haired girl was too noticeable, instantly coming to mind. He recalled Xiang Dingxian being the first to enter the soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet. Who was the third? Tian Yuheng frowned, checking the students repeatedly, but couldn't remember who it was. At this moment, the steel's golden light brightened, and a tall figure was teleported out. With a strong and towering physique, the figure stood defiantly. It was Xiang Dingxian. 610 points. Damn, 610 points. Xiang Dingxian, 610 points. He actually passed the 6th wave? Defeated the bronze middle stage Master Star Beast. How'd he do it? So he is also bronze level. He didn't show any star power fluctuation before. Really unexpected. The person who came out was Xiang Dingxian. Because the battle had just ended, and the strong star power fluctuation around him hadn't completely dissipated. Everyone just realized that Xiang Dingxian was also of the bronze level. Listening to the exclamations around him, Xiang Dingxian turned back to glance at the score on the steel. Among all the scores, he was the only one with over 600 points. The highest of the rest, including the other bronze-level participant, was only 560. Not bad, barely satisfactory. The corner of Xiang Dingxian's mouth curled up. He was quite satisfied with his score. Xiang Dingxian was confident. Given the strength of the 6th and 7th wave star beasts, no one could have a better score than his. Among those participating in the assessment, aside from himself, who completely hid his star power fluctuation, there was only one other bronze-level participant. The rest were at most at the 9th stage limit. Not to mention, it's almost impossible for anyone to pass the 6th wave. Even if someone managed to pass the 6th wave, it would be impossible to score in the 7th wave. Thinking about the scenario in the 7th wave, Xiang Dingxian couldn't help but feel a bit fearful. It was actually a silver early-stage elite star beast. He got 10 points because he used a trump card to inflict damage right away. Yet, within 2 minutes, he was blasted out. Tian Yuhing said, "There are still 2 people left." Jiang Qianqian from the twin siblings suddenly said, "Yeah, now that Xiang Dingxian has come out and passed the 6th wave, do you think the remaining 2 could also pass the 6th wave?" Xiang Dingxian was startled and observed the field again. Only then did he realize there were indeed 2 people left. Jiang Qianqian's brother, Jiang Wenwu, said, "Qianqian, being late to come out doesn't necessarily mean they have a good score." Tian Yuhing nodded. "That's right. The stronger your strength, the faster you clear the levels. It doesn't necessarily mean they'll come out later." Jiang Qianqian said, "I remember one of them is that beautiful, silver-haired girl. Do you know who the other is?" "I don't remember. I don't know. There were 11 people before entering. Now 9 have come out. So, there's indeed one more person left. There's also a 9th stage Su Yuan," Xiang Dingxian suddenly said. Others might not remember Su Yuan, but Xiang Dingxian did. After all, he played a small trick on Su Yuan at the Dragon Bone Gate earlier, and they came together. Xiang Dingxian chuckled. The remaining ones are just 2 9th stages. Do they really think they could pass the 6th wave? Just wait, they'll be out soon. That's true. Even bronze level find it hard to pass the 6th wave, let alone 9th stage. Tian Yuheng and others agreed. They knew the difficulty of the assessment from personal experience. Not far away, Kong Zheng, standing next to Tan Songlin, glanced at Xiang Dingxian with a slight smile. Everyone thought it would be 2 or 3 minutes before the remaining 2 came out. However, as time slowly passed, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. What is going on? Are they stuck and recovering? Stuck? What does that mean? It means severely injuring the star beast without killing it, then recovering slowly. There's such a tactic? Why didn't I think of it? But isn't that cheating? Before the student named He Yong finished speaking, he was forcefully silenced. Suddenly, all the students felt an immense pressure, as vast as the ocean, surging towards them. Cheating. Tan Songlin raised his head, sweeping his gaze over everyone with a slightly cold expression. Not to mention the mysterious steel has a spirit. If the star beast loses combat ability, the steel will automatically arrange the next wave for the examiner. Even if they manage to recover, as you said, it's just utilizing the mechanics. Tan Songlin snorted coldly. Those who maliciously belittle others out of their own incompetence, even if they pass the 6th wave, are not wanted by our Demon Capital Academy. Under Tan Songlin's immense pressure, everyone in the field, including Xiang Dingxian, was sweating and had a look of fear. Especially He Yong, who mentioned cheating, turned pale. Obviously, he was heavily taken care of by Tan Songlin. Director Tan, it's normal for young people to say the wrong thing occasionally. A slight warning is enough. Kong Zheng smiled lightly as he fanned himself. Tan Songlin snorted again and then nodded. For your sake, I won't hold it against them. Saying this, Tan Songlin raised his hand and withdrew his pressure. Cough, cough. In just a few seconds, it felt like 10s or even 20 minutes had passed. The young people in the field were instantly relieved. Except for Xiang Dingxian and Tian Yuheng. All of them sat down on the ground, panting heavily. Although Xiang Dingxian and Tian Yuheng could still stand, they were also shocked to the core, not daring to act lightly anymore. For a while, besides the sound of heavy breathing, there was no other noise. At this moment, the mysterious steel suddenly lit up with golden light. Here it comes again. A ray of golden light shot out from the steel, transforming into a silver-haired girl holding a snow-white long knife. She also held a peculiar, egg-sized fruit in her hand. The intense coldness dispersed, leaving some white ice crystals on the ground. 610 points. Originally, everyone felt somewhat powerless due to Tan Songlin's pressure, but suddenly someone exclaimed. This exclamation immediately attracted everyone's attention, and they all turned to look at the tablet. The latest score on the tablet, Luo Bingtong, 610 points. It's really 610 points, the same as Xiang Dingxian, another 610 points. So her name is Luo Bingtong. But how is this possible? She is only at the 9th stage limit. I don't believe it. Is there something wrong with this? Everyone was shocked. Xiang Dingxian's face was also full of astonishment. How? How could it be? The same score as mine, but she is only at the 9th stage? I am from the capital city Xiang family's direct lineage. How can her score be the same as mine? Xiang Dingxian stared blankly at the small figure of the silver-haired girl in front of him, with a storm raging in his heart, completely unable to believe it. The long sword in the arms of the silver-haired girl suddenly turned into snowflakes and danced around her, then disappeared after a moment. After that, she took out a golden pattern ebony box from her arms, put the dragon saliva fruit in it, then lowered her head slightly and quietly walked behind Kong Zheng. Kong Zheng stroked the silver hair of the girl and smiled. Well done, Bing Tong. Tan Songlin also felt greatly emotional in his heart. She actually passed the assessment at the 9th stage. It was truly amazing. Since the founding of the school, Demon Capital Academy had also used the soul comforting mysterious burial tablet several times as a special recruitment assessment. Although many people had passed, only 2 had passed at the 9th stage all these years. And for Luo Bingtong to obtain the dragon saliva fruit, she had to pass the 6th wave. When the principal mentioned this before, he was somewhat skeptical. Now it seemed that someone really achieved it. Looking at the obedient girl hiding behind Kong Zheng, Tan Songlin secretly praised, worthy of being a descendant of that one on the Ice Pearl mysterious cliff. Tan Songlin announced loudly, since that's the case, this assessment. Director Tan, there is still one student in mysterious steel, Kong Zheng reminded with a smile. Oh right, almost forgot, Tan Songlin was about to announce, but stopped upon hearing this. Then let's wait a bit longer. Originally, this assessment was mainly held for Luo Bingtong. So when she passed, Tan Songlin thought the task was completed. Furthermore, Xiang Dingxian and Tian Yuheng, the 2 bronze-level seedlings, had already come out. The others had not reached bronze level, so Tan Songlin didn't pay much attention. Who is the remaining one? All right, it's the student recommended by Teacher Yang. Seems to be called Su Yuan. Tan Songlin swept the field and suddenly remembered. So everyone continued to wait, originally thinking that a result would come in 2 or 3 minutes. Unexpectedly, nearly 10 minutes passed in the blink of an eye. How long has it been? Why hasn't the person inside come out yet? Xiang Dingxian and Luo Bingtong have been out for quite a while. The remaining one is only at the 9th stage. According to Teacher Tan, they shouldn't be able to stay this long. Jiang Wenwu and others murmured in low voices. Tan Songlin appeared calm on the surface, but couldn't help feeling some doubts in his heart. Although staying longer in the soul comforting, mysterious burial tablet didn't necessarily mean better scores. It was somewhat correlated. It seems like there might be a surprising development, Kong Zheng said with a smile to Tan Songlin. Tan Songlin's mouth twitched. He didn't know what to say. Logically, even Xiang Dingxian from the capital city's noble family and Luo Bingtong, with extraordinary backgrounds, barely passed the 6th wave. What surprise can a 9th stage holder bring? Yet, staying this long in the soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet was indeed unusual. Fortunately, they didn't have to wait much longer. Suddenly, a burst of golden light appeared on the golden tablet, and Su Yuan's figure was transported out. Holding the dragon armor saber in his right hand, Su Yuan hadn't completely calmed down from the battle in the secret realm. Just now, the 7th wave was against a silver stage elite star beast, the earth-shaking bull. This was an earth element star beast, known for its tremendous strength and large-scale area attacks. Most of its skills were earth-based, extremely powerful, and with a wide range. However, Su Yuan flew into the air using elemental magnetism pressure, making the earth-shaking bull unable to do anything against him. Combined with instant movement and flashback, Su Yuan attacked freely, using the dragon armor saber to deal considerable damage until his star power was exhausted. Then, the soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet directly pulled him into another space, gave him a star card, and transported him out. Coming back to his senses, Su Yuan looked at the delicate card in his left hand, emitting a brilliant blue light, and immediately focused his spiritual power into it. Space Cut, a master-grade space star card. A strong sense of joy flashed in Su Yuan's eyes. This blue card was actually an extremely rare space star card. While Su Yuan was immersed in the joy of this space star card, the people outside were all looking at the mysterious steel. Everyone wanted to see how many waves the person who took so long inside had passed. Soon, the mysterious steel flashed with gold light, and a new score appeared. Su Yuan, 630 points. 630 points? After a moment of astonishment, no one could remain calm. 630? 630. Holy crap. First place, 20 points higher than both Xiang Dingxian and Luo Bingtong. I really suspect that there's something wrong with the mysterious steel. Even those previously subdued by Tan Songlin's presence couldn't stay calm now. He passed the 6th wave, scoring 20 points higher than me. Xiang Dingxian was stunned, momentarily dumbfounded. Behind Kong Zheng, Luo Bingtong couldn't help but look up at Su Yuan, blinking her eyes. Not to mention Xiang Dingxian, Tian Yuheng, and the others. Even Tan Songlin himself couldn't hold it in anymore. 630 points? Wouldn't that be a record? The highest before was only 625 points, and that was achieved by a bronze-level genius. A star apprentice 9th rank, who looked so ordinary, actually scored 630 points? That's fucking ridiculous. In Kong Zheng's eyes, a 5-colored light flickered, emitting a faintly mysterious wave. It seems to be a high-level Phoenix clan member. Truly surprising. Kong Zheng dispersed the 5-colored light in his eyes, slightly turned his head to look at Luo Bingtong, who was curiously observing Su Yuan and couldn't help but smile. Tan Songlin formed a sealing gesture with his hands again, placing them on the soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet to communicate with it. But the information returning from the tablet made Tan Songlin even more unsettled. No problem. That was the feedback from the soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet to Tan Songlin. Su Yuan's 630 points were legitimate. But for this reason, Tan Songlin was even more surprised. Considering the soul-comforting, mysterious burial tablet's authority in Demon Capital Academy, if even it confirmed there was no problem, how could he have any doubts? Tan Songlin took another deep look at Su Yuan, took a deep breath, and announced, "The assessment is over. Su Yuan, Luo Bingtong, and Xiang Dingxian have passed our Demon Capital Academy's special entrance examination with scores of 630, 610, and 610 respectively." Tan Songlin said to the three, "You have a week to consider if you want to join our Demon Capital Academy as special recruits. Having already made up their minds, why wait? Su Yuan pocketed the blue card he had just received, stepped forward a few steps, and said, "I am willing to join Demon Capital Academy." Seeing this, Xiang Dingxian also stepped forward, walking unceremoniously to Su Yuan's left side, grinning at Su Yuan, and then said, "I will join too." Su Yuan narrowed his eyes slightly. "Good. Since we're both in Demon Capital Academy now, there's no lack of opportunity to deal with you." Not far away, Kong Zheng turned back and smiled. "Bing Tong." Luo Bingtong looked at Su Yuan and Xiang Dingxian, hesitated for a moment, then stepped out from behind Kong Zheng to stand on Su Yuan's right side. As soon as she got close, Su Yuan immediately felt a slight chill coming from the right and couldn't help but glance at the petite silver-haired girl. If not for the tangible star beast aura emanating from her, it would have been hard to believe that she was indeed a star beast. Luo Bingtong did not speak, but earnestly bowed to Tan Songlin with a great flame salute. Although she seemed a bit cold, she at least appeared to be a very polite child. Su Yuan thought to himself, "Good." Tan Songlin, looking at the three youngsters below, laughed heartily. "Demon Capital Academy welcomes you." After the initial surprise, Tan Songlin was quite delighted to have recruited 3 students this time, something he hadn't even expected at the beginning. Especially Su Yuan, who broke the record. Speaking of Yang Yifeng, that old man, he had recommended such an outstanding student. Not only did he not give a heads up, but he also didn't even come and take a look. Totally unreliable. No wonder the dean assigned him to sweep the book tower. Deep within Demon Capital, at the top floor of the tower, an unkempt old man in a gray robe was sprawled on a long bench by the railing, napping in the sunshine. Something seems to be happening today. What was it? Forget it, can't remember. The old man stretched, then comfortably continued his nap. The assessment concluded. Tian Yuheng, Jiang Wenwu, and other students who failed the assessment were taken away from the academy by other teachers. Su Yuan, Xiang Dingxian, and Luo Bingtong were left behind, seemingly for other arrangements. "All right, Director Tan, I'll leave Bingtong to you and won't follow along. I'm heading out now." Kong Zheng put away his folding fan and prepared to leave. Tan Songlin responded respectfully. "Okay, take your time. I still need to instruct these 3 little ones on some things, so I won't see you off." Kong Zheng nodded and said to Luo Bingtong, "Bingtong, when this is done, Director Tan will escort you to the school gate. Someone will pick you up there. I have something to do, so I'll go first. After I finish, I'll take you around the city tonight." Luo Bingtong thought for a moment, then nodded. Kong Zheng smiled and patted Luo Bingtong's head. Then his body flashed with a 5-colored light and transformed into a colorful beam, quickly flying away into the distance. In a blink of an eye, he disappeared. So fast. Su Yuan and Xiang Dingxian were both shocked. Until now, neither of them could figure out Kong Zheng's identity. But considering Tan Songlin was so respectful to him, it must be extremely distinguished. In Great Flame, those with distinguished identities usually had strong powers. It's simple. This was the era of the Star Card Master. Power was supreme. Most people's distinguished statuses came from their strength. After Kong Zheng left, Tan Songlin said to the trio, "Follow me. We need to register you as special admission students and conduct a simple test." A test. Su Yuan's mind stirred. He guessed it might be a test related to the soul card. After all, the basic requirement for special admissions at any academy was a blue soul card. "Follow me." Tan Songlin led the way, with Su Yuan and the others following behind. The area where the soul comforting mysterious burial tablet stood was relatively remote, with hardly anyone around. Now, as they walked along, they encountered quite a few Demon Capital Academy students. Most of these students were in a hurry, moving quickly. Life at Demon Capital Academy seemed to have a fast pace. Su Yuan's group attracted a lot of attention from passing students, mainly because of Luo Bingtong in their group. After a while, they arrived at one of Demon Capital Academy's main buildings, the Government Affairs Building. It was bustling with students and teachers coming and going. "Director Tan, are these new students?" a teacher at the building entrance asked. Tan Songlin replied, Yes, these are the students who passed the supplementary special admissions today. 3 of them. That's a good result for this supplementary recruitment. Not too bad. Tan Songlin first took the trio to the admissions office to register their special admission status and issued them Demon Capital Academy student IDs in advance. Here, one for each of you. Tan Songlin took out 3 purple rings and handed them to the trio. Rings? Su Yuan was initially stunned, then exclaimed in surprise, "Space rings?" "That's right," Tan Songlin nodded. "Besides the rewards you receive from the soul-comforting mysterious burial tablet, the space rings are standard for our special admissions students." Xiang Dingxian, being a noble family's progeny, already possessed a high-end space ring and put on indifferently. But Su Yuan and Luo Bingtong did not have one. Su Yuan curiously put on the space ring. When he extended his spiritual power into it, he found it had about 4 cubic meters of space. Such a large space. Its market value should be over 1 million. Su Yuan was overjoyed. The space ring wasn't exceptionally rare, but it wasn't cheap either. For cubic meters should be worth between 1 million and 120,000. At this moment, Su Yuan felt intermittent flashes of light. Luo Bingtong, beside him, was wearing the ring on her left hand and holding a golden pattern ebony box containing the dragon saliva fruit in her right. The ring flashed as she put the box into the ring and flashed again as she took it out. Repeatedly, it flashed and sparkled as if she was having a lot of fun. "Hillbilly," Xiang Dingxian scoffed. Luo Bingtong seemed oblivious to this and continued playing, her ice blue eyes full of wonder. Tan Songlin coughed lightly. "All right, follow me to the soul card testing." Tan Songlin led the trio deeper into the government affairs building. Soon, they arrived outside a specialized testing room. This room has a precision soul card testing barrier. Once inside, communicate with and fully activate your soul card's power. The barrier will guide you to complete the test. It's very simple. During the test, the barrier will use the theoretical myth limit of S-level qualification as a 100-point standard to rate your 6-dimensional qualifications. Since this is your first awakening, the highest qualification will not exceed C-level, so the maximum score for any item is 70 points. Star power qualifications are critical for Star Car Masters and will be multiplied by a factor of 2, making the maximum score 140 points. Thus, the highest total score for 6-dimensional qualifications is 490 points. Su Yuan nodded. Even with the same C-level talent, there were stronger and weaker variations. Such test results were indeed more detailed. Tan Songlin beckoned. "That's it. You can go in one at a time." The test results will be confidentially archived by the Academy, with only a few individuals, including the principal, having the right to view them. Only the principal and a few others could view it. Su Yuan pondered. His Azure Sky Phoenix's 6C qualification was unparalleled, with only 3 recorded in history. It was extremely unique. He had awakened the Azure Sky Phoenix through the transformation realm of the Soul Awakening card, enhanced by the Star Dust system, which carried some risk of exposing the system. However, since this was Demon Capital Academy, and only a few people, including the principal, could see it, displaying it shouldn't be a problem. After all, the higher the talent, the more resources it would attract. While Su Yuan was contemplating, Xiang Dingxian had already stepped forward. "I'll go first." Xiang Dingxian directly pushed open the testing room's door and walked in. About 7 or 8 minutes later, Xiang Dingxian came out, looking relaxed, indicating he had finished the test. Tan Songlin took out his phone, logged in with permissions, and connected to the soul card testing barrier, pulling up Xiang Dingxian's results. Test number 0000****3691. Name: Xiang Dingxian. Student ID number 220006. Test results: Strength 66C, Agility 60C, Defense 58D, Constitution 66C, Spirit 52D, Star Power 54 by 2D. Total score 410. Above 400 points. Tan Songlin's eyes lit up. 3C qualification. Not bad. Worthy of someone from the capital city's Xiang family. Not bad. Tan Songlin nodded at Xiang Dingxian. As expected from the talented Xiang family. Xiang Dingxian grinned. Teacher Tan, you're flattering me. Seeing that Luo Bingtong showed no intention of moving, Su Yuan took the initiative. He pushed the door open and stepped into the testing room. After closing the door, he saw the room was somewhat dim and empty, with a metal cylinder over a meter high at the entrance. The cylinder had a card slot. Su Yuan scanned his newly obtained student ID, and a photon marker immediately lit up in the center of the room. Su Yuan walked to the marker and, as instructed by Tan Songlin, began to communicate with the Azure Sky Phoenix in his star power vortex. With Su Yuan's spiritual power reaching into the card, the originally dormant Azure Sky Phoenix on the card gradually came alive, eventually lifting its head to look at Su Yuan's consciousness. So amazing! Su Yuan's heart stirred. This was his first time communicating with the Azure Sky Phoenix, feeling a sense of closeness. Chirp! With a crisp phoenix cry, the Azure Sky Phoenix spread its power, and a faint space star power enveloped Su Yuan. At the same time, numerous silver runes suddenly lit up on the dark ground. A red rune chain emerged from the barrier and shot into Su Yuan's body. Su Yuan immediately felt an invisible fluctuation emanating from the red rune chain. This fluctuation was intangible. Instinctively, Su Yuan resisted it using the Azure Sky Phoenix. As the red rune chain grew brighter, the Azure Sky Phoenix and Su Yuan's star power vortex also shone brighter. Both sides continuously increased their power. Gradually, the Azure Sky Phoenix reached its limit, while the red rune chain's energy steadily increased, finally surpassing the Azure Sky Phoenix. Instantly, the rune chain withdrew from Su Yuan's body and retracted into the barrier, and a line of text appeared on the barrier. Strength, 66C. So that's how it works. Su Yuan looked at the strength rating on the ground and quickly understood the barrier's principle. The red rune chain represented strength. By arm wrestling with the soul card, it determined the card's strength qualification. Before Su Yuan could think further, the text on the barrier vanished with a flash of light. Then, a green rune chain representing agility shot out and entered Su Yuan's body. After a brief test, the final result appeared. Agility, 68C. It's even higher than the strength qualification. Su Yuan nodded slightly. Next, the defense, constitution, and spirit were tested one after another. Defense, 66C. Constitution, 66C. Spirit, 66C. Finally, it was time for the most important qualification for a Star Car Master, Star Power. As lights swirled on the barrier, a blue rune chain, representing Star Power, shot into Su Yuan's body. Su Yuan fully unleashed the power of the Azure Sky Phoenix. Chirp! With a resounding phoenix cry, the Azure Sky Phoenix explosively exerted all its strength. Brilliant silver light swirled around Su Yuan. Without waiting for the blue rune chain to gradually intensify, it immediately forced the blue rune chain to its brightest. After a long struggle, the blue rune chain's light suddenly intensified, its energy rising sharply, finally overpowering the Azure Sky Phoenix. Chirp, chirp. Unable to fight back, the Azure Sky Phoenix let out a pitiful cry. You've reached your limit. Have a good rest. Su Yuan sent a soothing thought to the Azure Sky Phoenix. Chirp! The Azure Sky Phoenix responded and fell silent. With a faint flash, the barrier displayed the result for Star Power qualification. Star Power, 70C. Perfect score. Looking at the test results displayed on the ground barrier, Su Yuan was initially stunned, then revealed a delighted smile. Impressive. As expected of the Azure Sky Phoenix, perfect Star Power. Su Yuan nodded in satisfaction. Since the test was over, Su Yuan didn't stay any longer and walked out of the testing room. Seeing Su Yuan come out, Luo Bingtong and Xiang Dingxian both stared at him. Especially Xiang Dingxian. Su Yuan, with the strength of the 9th stage limit, surpassed Xiang Dingxian and took first place in the special recruitment test. Xiang Dingxian now wanted to know Su Yuan's six-dimensional qualifications very much. He stared at Su Yuan, trying to glean some information from his face. But Su Yuan showed no unusual expression, and Xiang Dingxian naturally couldn't see anything. He shifted his gaze to Tan Songlin, who was about to check the results. Tan Songlin was also very curious about Su Yuan, the student who unexpectedly scored first in the test. He immediately took out his phone and pulled up the just-updated test results. Test number 0000 asterisk 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 3692. Name, Su Yuan. Student ID number 220004. Test results, Strength, 66C. Agility, 68C. Defense, 66C. Constitution, 66C. Spirit, 66C. Star Power, 70/2C. Total score, 472. 6C? Tan Songlin was stunned at first. Then, suddenly his eyes widened. 6C? 472 points? Perfect star power. I can't believe it. Tan Songlin looked up at Su Yuan, his eyes almost popping out of their sockets in shock. As the director of Demon Capital Academy, Tan Songlin fully understood the significance of 6C qualifications. Since humans began exploring the path of the star card masters in ancient times, only 3 individuals in recorded history had awakened with 6C qualifications. And now, right in front of him, there was a peerless talent with 6C qualifications and perfect star power. Even though Tan Songlin was a Burning Sun-level expert who had seen countless geniuses, his emotions were in turmoil, leaving his mind somewhat dazed. Good, very good. After a while, Tan Songlin heavily patted Su Yuan's shoulder, his initial shock turning into overwhelming joy. You're only at the 9th stage, yet you passed the 6th level. Truly extraordinary. Xiang Dingxian saw Tan Songlin's initial shock turn into an even brighter smile. It wasn't hard to guess that Su Yuan's qualifications far exceeded expectations. Tan Songlin was this overjoyed. Could it be that his qualifications were much higher than Xiang Dingxian's? Thinking of this, Xiang Dingxian's face grew even more somber as he looked at Su Yuan. Su Yuan and Xiang Dingxian had finished their tests. Only Luo Bingtong was left. Tan Songlin finally calmed himself down a bit and smiled at Luo Bingtong. Bingtong, it's your turn. Although you are different from us, this test barrier will still work. Different? A trace of curiosity flashed in Xiang Dingxian's eyes as he looked at Luo Bingtong, unsure what made her different. Su Yuan, however, knew that Luo Bingtong was a star beast, possessing a star core without the concept of a soul card. Luo Bingtong nodded and walked into the soul card testing room. 7 or 8 minutes later, the door of the testing room opened again, and Luo Bingtong came out. Tan Songlin quickly opened the report. Just one glance, and Tan Songlin's expression changed. His mood, which had just calmed after Su Yuan's record-breaking qualification score, now surged once again. Test number 0000 asterisk 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 3693. Name, Luo Bingtong. Student ID number 220005. Test results, Strength, 70C. Agility, 68C. Defense, 68C. Constitution, 68C. Spirit, 56D. Star Power, 66/2C. Total score, 462. 5C qualifications, 462 points. Perfect strength. First, Su Yuan's 6C qualifications. Now, a 462.5C qualification. What's happening today? Tan Songlin swallowed, looking at Luo Bingtong, then at Su Yuan, feeling almost like in a dream. Historically, the highest performer at Demon Capital Academy was a student with 5C qualifications and 451 points. Now, there were suddenly 2 who broke that record. After a long while, Tan Songlin regained his composure, his face blossoming into an extremely broad smile. Our Demon Capital Academy has really hit the jackpot this time. Although Su Yuan couldn't see Luo Bingtong's score, Tan Songlin's poorly managed expression gave away that her test results were also excellent. Even if not as good as his own, they wouldn't be far behind. After all, he passed the 6th wave of the soul, comforting mysterious burial tablet thanks to his 6 transformational realm skills, including the soul skill instant movement, combined with his unparalleled 6 sea space soul card. This Luo Bingtong, who also passed the 6th wave at the 9th stage star apprentice level, surely had extraordinary 6-dimensional qualifications as well. At this moment, Xiang Dingqian's face was becoming increasingly unpleasant. What's going on with Director Tan? Could it be that both of them have higher qualifications than I do? How is that possible? After a while, Tan Songlin finally calmed down and immediately encrypted and forwarded the 3's test records to the dean, marking it priority information. All right, Tan Songlin cheerfully looked at the 3 of them. That's it for today. Let me walk you out. Demon Capital Academy is quite big. You might get lost. Thank you, Director Tan. Su Yuan and Xiang Dingqian responded. Luo Bingtong simply nodded. Demon Capital Academy, Dean's office. A kindly old man with white hair and beard was handling some documents when an encrypted message suddenly popped up on his computer. The test results of the special recruits are out. Kai Qinglong looked at the encrypted message and smiled. He decrypted and opened it. Xiang Dingqian, Su Yuan, Luo Bingtong. Kai Qinglong smiled again, deciding to check Luo Bingtong's results first. Saying so, Kai Qinglong opened Luo Bingtong's test results. As expected of the descendant of the Ice Pearl Mysterious Cliff Overlord, even among 5C qualifications, you are top-notch, exceptionally rare. Next, Kai Qinglong opened Xiang Dingqian's results. Direct lineage of the capital city Xiang family. 3C qualifications with 410 points. Not bad. Kai Qinglong nodded and then opened the last remaining report. The last one, Su Yuan, seems to be a student recommended by Yi Feng. Kai Qinglong was momentarily stunned. Then a burst of aura that slightly distorted the space around him suddenly emanated from him before disappearing in an instant, as if it had been an illusion. 6C qualifications. Kai Qinglong stared unblinkingly at the test report on the screen, his eyes sparkling as brightly as the sun and moon. At the south gate of Demon Capital Academy, Tan Songlin escorted Su Yuan and the others. School starts nationwide on September 1st. Remember to be on time. At that time, mentors will be assigned as well. Also, if you have any questions about cultivation or life in general, feel free to contact me. You are now students of Demon Capital Academy, and I'll be responsible for liaising with you until classes start. Understood. Su Yuan and Xiang Dingqian responded. Tan Songlin nodded, reiterated some important points, and then turned to leave. At this moment, a tall, cold-looking middle-aged man in a black suit walked over. Miss Bingtong, the master asked me to wait for you here. Please come with me. The middle-aged man spoke expressionlessly. Su Yuan and Xiang Dingqian looked at him. He had bushy eyebrows and big eyes, his expression sharp, clearly an expert. Luo Bingtong gave Su Yuan and Xiang Dingqian one last look before silently following the middle-aged man to a black car parked on the right side of the gate. Su Yuan glanced at the license plate. Unlike ordinary plates, it seemed to be from Demon Capital's official fleet. The person with the fan earlier was indeed extraordinary. Xiang Dingqian crossed his arms, watching the black car drive away. Such a prefix on a license plate isn't found on more than 100 cars in Demon Capital. Su Yuan asked, "You seem quite knowledgeable?" "Because my family has one," Xiang Dingqian replied casually, then suddenly turned to Su Yuan. "Because of the head of the Demon Dragon incident, are you planning to teach me a lesson?" "That's right." Xiang Dingqian grinned. "I have the same plan. Passing the 6th wave at the 9th stage Star Apprentice, I really want to see your strength." Su Yuan said calmly. "Shall we do it now?" "No." Xiang Dingqian shook his head. "You're only at the 9th stage Star Apprentice. Even if I win, it won't prove anything. Hopefully, you'll reach the bronze level by the time school starts. Then, I'll come looking for you." Su Yuan smiled. "Maybe, even as a 9th stage Star Apprentice, you won't be able to beat me." As soon as he finished speaking, a wave of star power pressure washed over him. Star power surged around Xiang Dingxian, his tiger-like eyes fixed intently on Su Yuan, ready to explode at any moment. After a few seconds, Xiang Dingxian withdrew his star power with a cold snort. After school starts, I'll be waiting for you. With that said, Xiang Dingxian walked away without looking back. Quite patient, isn't he? Su Yuan knew that Xiang Dingxian held back, not because he thought it would be unfair to fight someone at the 9th stage Star Apprentice, but because Xiang Dingxian wanted to prove he was unbeatable among his peers. A bronze-level victory over a 9th stage Star Apprentice was expected. Xiang Dingxian wanted to defeat Su Yuan when he became a bronze level. Su Yuan didn't stop him for an immediate fight either. Since he had provoked Su Yuan, he wouldn't get away easily. But beating him up here wouldn't do much good. It wasn't like he could kill him. He'd have a chance to teach Xiang Dingxian a more memorable lesson once school started. Su Yuan turned to look at the impressive Dragon Bone Gate of Demon Capital Academy. Finally, it's over perfectly. This trip to Demon Capital Academy had been fairly smooth overall. He successfully passed the assessment and the soul card test. Additionally, Su Yuan took out a star card that emitted a brilliant blue light. It was the reward for passing the 6th wave of the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet. Space cut. Element. Space. Gray-blue. Introduction. A knife or sword skill left by the ancient Flash Sky School, which uses space power to alter blades, greatly enhancing destructive power. Blue weapon skill. Holding the space cut, Su Yuan was filled with excitement and joy. He lacked weapon skills, and this space cut was not only that, but also a rare space weapon skill. It couldn't fit him better. Can't wait to reach the bronze level. Su Yuan put away the space cut, his eyes filled with anticipation. He took one more look at the Dragon Bone Gate before turning to leave as well. After returning from Demon Capital Academy, Su Yuan resumed his normal study life. Although he was already a specially recruited student, he still had to attend classes. Courses like Great Flame Geography and Blue Sea Star General Language were not just for the college entrance examination, but because they were useful. As for skill practice and other courses, he could skip them and focus entirely on cultivating star power to reach the bronze level as soon as possible. Not many people in the academy knew that Su Yuan went to Demon Capital for the special recruitment assessment. But once the results of Su Yuan's assessment were out, Guangchuan 4th Middle School and even the Guangchuan Municipal Education Bureau immediately launched a massive publicity campaign. The sound of firecrackers and the beating of drums filled the air. In front of the teaching building of 4th Middle School, the banner that originally congratulated Chun Jiujuan on becoming a specially recruited student of Wanzhou was moved aside. The central spot was given to a banner for Su Yuan. Congratulations to our student Su Yuan for passing the special recruitment assessment of Demon Capital Academy with outstanding results and becoming a specially recruited student of Demon Capital Academy. It was too exaggerated. That was not all. Many local companies in Guangchuan also approached Su Yuan for endorsements. 9 Walnuts and Imperial Flower Show were fine. But even the concentrated 9 flavors Earth Rejuvenation pills sought him out. Now, in Guangchuan City, everyone knew about this specially recruited student from Demon Capital called Su Yuan. Of course, Su Yuan did not want such high-profile attention. But even the opportunity to go to Demon Capital was given by Wang Haiping. He could not stop the Education Bureau from publicizing it. It was considered fortunate they did not require too much cooperation from him for the promotion. It took a good 1 or 2 weeks before the topics of Su Yuan, specially recruited student from Demon Capital, and 1 city, 3 special recruits, finally dropped from Guangchuan City's trending searches. Time flew by, and it was already mid-July, more than a month since the college entrance examination in early June. During this period, there was the college entrance examination, filling in applications, admissions, and graduation trips. The outside world was bustling, but Su Yuan seemed isolated from the world. Every day, besides eating and sleeping, he would go to a nearby professional cultivation hall to absorb and refine star power. Even in Guangchuan City, there were 4 or 5 such cultivation halls. They provided a quiet place specifically for cultivation and were equipped with basic barriers. It was not convenient to always cultivate at home. First, his parents were home, and there were often guests. Secondly, sometimes controlling star power poorly would mess up his room or even damage the furniture. Although the cultivation hall charged fees, Su Yuan had now sold a few bronze-level star cores and had tens of thousands to spend, so he was not short of money for the time being. The cultivation hall Su Yuan chose was called Panda, mainly because it was close to home, just 15 minutes away. When the owner saw that it was Su Yuan coming to cultivate, although it was not entirely free, he directly offered a 90% discount as an advertisement opportunity. Cultivate at Panda, the choice of top specially recruited students. This noon, in a VIP cultivation room at Panda Cultivation Hall. Accompanied by a high-pitched phoenix cry, a strong spatial fluctuation filled the entire cultivation room. Su Yuan slowly opened his eyes. His gaze was sharp, and his divine light was captivating. Finally, bronze level, feeling the massive torrent of thick star power within him. A faint smile appeared on Su Yuan's face. Since absorbing a large number of heavenly sweet fruits in the divine tree secret realm, he had already reached the 9th stage limit. However, breaking through to the bronze level to become a true star card master was a step that had stumped countless people. It was truly challenging. Now, after more than 2 months of relentless cultivation day and night, he had finally broken through to the bronze level just before the academy's opening. After a while, calming his excited mood, Su Yuan sat cross-legged again and entered a state of introspection. The star power vortex in his chest had significantly expanded, with a tremendous increase in both the quantity and intensity of star power. If he were to face the golden-eyed silver-winged tiger from the 6th wave of the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet again now, he would definitely have it in the bag. It would not be as difficult as before. However, this is not the end. The bronze level marked the official beginning of the path of a star card master. After advancing to the bronze level, as expected, he received 5 new skill slots. With a flash of his ring, Su Yuan held a blue and a green card in his hand. These were the Space Cut, obtained from the soul-comforting mysterious burial tablet, and the Holy Light Baptism, given by Wang Haiping. Su Yuan focused his mind. The brilliance of Holy Light Baptism intensified and disappeared first, embedding itself around the soul card Azure Sky Phoenix. Looking at the Space Cut left in his hand, Su Yuan's gaze sharpened, and he used it without hesitation. However, this time, it was as a soul skill. 4 star card masters of different levels. Due to their capacity, there was a limit on the grade of star cards they could embed. Star apprentices could embed only green star cards at most. Starting from the bronze level, with every 2 levels of star power advancement, the grade of star cards that could be embedded also increased by 1 tier. In other words, star power level +2 meant star card grade +1, specifically. Bronze, silver, the highest grade of embedded star cards is blue. Gold, shining star, the highest grade of embedded star cards is purple. Radiant moon, burning sun, the highest grade of embedded star cards is gold. Only above burning sun can red star cards be embedded. Of course, this was the theoretical grade limit. In practice, even among high-level star card masters, it was rare for any card to reach the grade limit. White, green, and blue were fine, but star cards of purple epic grade and above were extremely rare. Usually, out of several shining star level star card masters, not many would have even 1 purple grade star card. Back to the point. For Su Yuan, who had just been promoted to bronze level, at most, he could only embed blue star cards. And Space Cut, whether in grade, element, or type, was extremely compatible with Azure Sky Phoenix. As a soul skill, it was perfect. At this moment, as Su Yuan used star power to communicate, a blue light burst out from Space Cut, sinking into his body, transmuting into a star that shot straight into the Azure Sky Phoenix. Clang! The Azure Sky Phoenix suddenly came to life, letting out a high-pitched screech. A large number of silver space rune chains continuously shot out from the card's surface of Azure Sky Phoenix, surrounding it like an orrery, spinning continuously. After a while, all the space chains retracted into the card's surface, and Azure Sky Phoenix quickly calmed down. The soul skill, Space Cut, was embedded. Su Yuan could feel that the card's surface of Azure Sky Phoenix had undergone a noticeable change, becoming more exquisite and vivid than before. Moreover, the speed of absorbing and refining star power was about 30% faster than before. A soul skill could not only be used as a skill. The grade and level of the soul skill would also promote the growth of the soul card, thereby accelerating the growth of the star card master himself. Now, Su Yuan's panel had become Su Yuan, level, bronze level, soul card, Azure Sky Phoenix. Grade, Master Quality. Species, Phoenix. Element, Space. Talent, Azure Sky. Increases the power of space-related skills by 20%. 6 dimensions, Strength C, Agility C, Defense C, Constitution C, Spirit C, Star Power C. Soul skills, Blue. Instant movement, Transformation Realm, Space Cut, Entry level. Skills, White. Steel Flame Finger, Transformation Realm, Hardened Iron Armor, Transformation Realm, Wind Walking, Transformation Realm Green, Gray Flame Strike, Transformation Realm, Elemental Magnetism Pressure, Transformation Realm, Holy Light Baptism, Entry level. Stardust, 80. So next, it's time to hunt for Stardust and raise the skill levels of Space Cut and Holy Light Baptism. Originally, Su Yuan planned to farm Stardust in the Great Barbarian Mountain area until the school reopened. But after farming for just over a week, while resting at a suburban hotel outside the Great Barbarian Mountain area, he unexpectedly received a message from Zhuang Sun when he turned on his phone. Su Yuan looked at the time. It was from 2 days ago. Zhuang Sun, what's the matter? Su Yuan called back. Bro, finally you replied. On the other end, Zhuang Sun's excited voice came through. What's up? Zhuang Sun laughed. I heard you're now a special recruit for the demon capital? It's been spreading wildly in Qingye City. Impressive. Is that what you called to tell me? Of course not. Zhuang Sun paused, sounding quite excited. Su Yuan, are you at bronze level now? There was nothing to hide. Su Yuan replied truthfully, just broke through not long ago. Great. I knew it. You took so many heavenly sweet fruits last time. It was about time. What's up? Anything urgent? Of course. Don't you know about the Flame Mountain incident recently? Flame Mountain? If Su Yuan remembered correctly, Flame Mountain was a low-stage, dangerous zone to the south of Shuzhou. Further south was the territory of Qin Province. Although Flame Mountain, like the Great Barbarian Mountain area, was a low-stage, dangerous zone, its danger level was far higher. Flame Mountain was not a single mountain. It was a vast expanse of rugged mountainous terrain with several active volcanoes, a harsh environment, and a high concentration of fire elements. Besides, the star beasts in Flame Mountain were generally stronger than those in the Great Barbarian Mountain area, with some even reaching gold level. Overall, it had a high risk factor, but because of its many fire element minerals, materials, and elite star beasts, Flame Mountain was a popular adventure spot for many fire star car masters. What happened to Flame Mountain? I've been in the Great Barbarian Mountain area these days and might have missed some news. Still in the Great Barbarian Mountain area? Seriously, it's either cultivation or training for you. Zhuang Sun teased, then excitedly said, Flame Mountain erupted. The bronze-level secret realm Molten Lava Cave has reappeared. It last opened over 20 years ago. Molten Lava Cave? After thinking for a moment, Su Yuan quickly recalled. Flame Mountain was famous not only for itself, but also because it connected to a small secret realm, Molten Lava Cave. Whenever Flame Mountain erupted, Molten Lava Cave would reappear with the eruption of the Earth's molten lava. Su Yuan asked, So, you plan to check out Molten Lava Cave? Exactly. I've also called on Fong Cohen. He's also broken through to bronze level. The three of us teaming up to explore Molten Lava Cave will definitely yield great rewards. According to records, it has fire element materials, spirit plants, rare star beasts, and more. What do you say? This is a rare opportunity. Let's do it. Upon hearing this, Su Yuan only thought for a moment before replying, let's do it. There were many reasons for the formation of a secret realm. Some were from drifting world fragments. Some were artificially created by top powerhouses. Others formed naturally through the combination of special geographical environments and high-density energy under the influence of rules. But regardless of how they formed, the stability of all secret realms was far from being comparable to the real world. Therefore, many secret realms had an energy limit they could withstand. When an individual exceeding this limit attempted to enter the secret realm, they would be rejected by the secret realm's self-protection mechanism. Of course, if an individual's power far exceeded the secret realm, they could force their way in. However, a slight mishap could cause the secret realm to collapse. Normally, the larger the secret realm, the higher the energy level it represented and the more stable it was. Some large secret realms could even accommodate burning sun level. However, some secret realms could only accommodate bronze level at most. The molten lava cave of Flame Mountain was such a bronze-level secret realm. This meant there wouldn't be any silver stage entities in the molten lava cave. Its level of danger might not even compare to the central area of Flame Mountain. With his high-level skills, Su Yuan was confident that he wasn't afraid of anyone within the bronze level. Even if he couldn't win, preserving his life wouldn't be an issue. Moreover, in these secret realms that opened once every 20 or 30 years, numerous high-quality materials and star beasts usually emerged. Now that he had just advanced to the bronze level, his strength was increasing rapidly. Only one of his 5 new skill slots was slotted with Holy Light Baptism, leaving a full 4 slots empty. He might not fill them immediately, but finding a satisfactory star card in such a secret realm wasn't too much to ask for. Was it? Great! Seeing Su Yuan agree, Zhuang Sun laughed heartily, extremely excited. I knew you'd go. Fang Kuan and I arrived at Yunyang City yesterday. If we hadn't waited for you, we would have set off already. Thankfully, you didn't let us down. Yunyang City was a second-stage city located at the southernmost part of Shuzhou, and it was the nearest city to Flame Mountain. Su Yuan checked the time. It was already 6 in the evening, so he said, in that case, I'll catch the nearest flight to meet up with you guys. We'll rest for the night and head out early tomorrow morning. All right, we'll wait for you here. If you need anything, let us know. We'll get it ready for you. Also, these past 2 days, many people have entered Flame Mountain one after another. Shuzhou and Qing province students are one thing, but I've even heard that geniuses from South Pole Academy have come over specifically. We need to speed things up. Just prepare an additional week's worth of water and compressed food for me. Don't worry. A secret realm can't be fully explored in just a couple of days, and if one's strength isn't enough, no amount of time would be enough. Okay, we'll talk more when you get here. We'll wait for you at the airport. No problem. Su Yuan hung up the phone, booked a flight to Yunyang City immediately, and then left the hotel to head to the airport. In the evening, at Yunyang Airport, Su Yuan, over here. In the airport hall, Zhuang Sun called out from afar, with Fang Kuan standing next to him, arms crossed. Su Yuan raised his hand in response and quickly walked over. You're finally here. Zhuang Sun laughed heartily. Su Yuan smiled and said, sorry to keep you waiting. Fang Kuan, standing nearby, said, no worries, we just got here not long ago. Fang Kuan scrutinized Su Yuan in front of him. Apart from a faint sense of Su Yuan's bronze-level star power fluctuations, he still looked so ordinary on the surface, just like an innocent high school student. This guy hid really well. Fang Kuan thought to himself. Zhuang Sun said to Su Yuan, at first, he was reluctant when I said we needed to wait for a master. He said, why wait? But as soon as I told him it was you, he shut right up. Ha ha ha. Zhuang Sun, do you have to say so many unnecessary things? Fang Kuan snorted coldly. Last time, you dodged our close combat practice. Now I've got time. How about a sparring session right here? Zhuang Sun's laughter immediately halted. Just kidding. He didn't want to brawl with this brute. Su Yuan looked at the two of them, and couldn't help but smile. These two really got along well, unlike those two special recruits from Demon Capital. One was arrogant and unruly with no respect for anyone. The other was as cold as ice, and nobody knew what kind of star beast his true form was. Zhuang Sun said, "Let's go. I've already booked the hotel. We can grab some skewers and have a detailed discussion." All right. At dawn the next day, Su Yuan was sitting on the ground, cultivating. Knock, knock, knock. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. Su Yuan went to open the door. Outside stood Zhuang Sun and Fong Kun, who looked rather excited. "Su Yuan, are you ready?" Zhuang Sun asked. "There's nothing much to prepare. Let's go." All right. Because they were staying at a suburban hotel near Flame Mountain, the three of them had encountered several star car masters with slight fluctuations of star power when they checked in yesterday. They were also likely heading to the Molten Lava Cave. "Hello, I'd like to check out." A pleasant female voice came from the direction of the front desk. As Su Yuan and the others entered the lobby, they saw three people in front of them checking out. Two men and one woman, all dressed in black. One young man had a stern face, a tall and sturdy build, and was estimated to be about 6'1". The person next to him, of average height, stood beside the tall young man, his face slightly effeminate, pale yet unusually rosy. He was shaking his leg in boredom. The last person was the girl who had just spoken to check out. She was beautiful, wearing a black plaid JK uniform and knee-high socks, with two small pigtails tied at the back of her head, looking quite youthful and energetic. "Hey, that girl looks pretty nice." Zhuang Sun's eyes lit up, and he lowered his voice to Su Yuan and Fong Kun. "She has the looks and the figure. We just started our trip today and already met a pretty girl. It's really delightful, making one feel happy." Fong Kun turned his head slightly with disdain and snorted, uninterested in the topic of pretty girls as a martial artist and contemptuous of Zhuang Sun's behavior. Su Yuan raised his head and glanced at the JK girl, nodding slightly. In terms of appearance, if he took the best-looking people he had seen, Kong Zheng and Luo Bingtong, as a perfect 10, this girl was indeed a solid 7 or 8, quite good. But in terms of figure, this girl not only was half a head taller than Luo Bingtong, but also had a far more impressive chest than Luo Bingtong. The reason Su Yuan and the others paid attention to these three was that they also had faint waves of star power, indicating they were likely students from some college. "Okay, let me see." The young lady at the front desk took the room card. A single king bedroom, correct?" The young lady at the front desk glanced at the three of them with some surprise, her voice gradually lowering. The JK girl placed her hands on the table and smiled casually. "Yes, a king bedroom." "Oh, okay." The front desk girl responded quickly, operating the system. Su Yuan and the others, with their keen hearing, naturally heard the conversation. Three people in one room. Zhuang Sun retracted his gaze and sighed slightly. Zhuang Sun had just graduated successfully and finally got his mother's approval to pursue a passionate romance. Despite the temptation earlier, debating whether to ask for the girl's contact information, the words from the front desk girl had instantly deflated his enthusiasm. A beautiful love hadn't even begun and was already over. "It's done. Here is your deposit," the front desk girl said. "All right." The JK girl took back the deposit and left with the other two boys. As they passed Su Yuan and the others, she gave them a friendly smile and nod. That smile just now almost made me lose control again. Zhuang Sun retracted his gaze from following the girl's side and said, "That profound chest, those big white legs, such a pity." "Enough." Fong Kun slapped him on the shoulder, making Zhuang Sun stagger. "Hurry up and check out. Stop thinking about pointless things." Su Yuan smiled and said, "It's okay. School is about to start. Maybe you'll find true love at Shuzhou College." Su Yuan and Fong Kun knew that Zhuang Sun was just joking. "Let's go. Check out and hurry up." The three of them stepped forward to check out together. "Hello, checking out." Clang! At that moment, a loud phoenix cry suddenly came from Su Yuan's soul card. Startled, Su Yuan didn't know what was happening. He quickly connected his mind to the Azure Sky Phoenix in his soul card. Azure Sky Phoenix. Clang, clang. Is that so? Receiving the message from the Azure Sky Phoenix, Su Yuan frowned slightly. According to the Azure Sky Phoenix, there seemed to be something bad here, making it feel uncomfortable. Su Yuan fully opened his senses and rapidly circulated the star power within his body, carefully probing the surroundings. However, he found nothing. Clang! Then the Azure Sky Phoenix said that the uncomfortable feeling was gone. Was it wrong? Su Yuan squinted his eyes slightly, turned, and looked outside the door, deep in thought. "Checkout is complete, sir," the front desk girl said, puzzled, handing over the deposit. "Sir, what's wrong, Su Yuan?" Zhuang Sun and Fong Kuan noticed Su Yuan's strange behavior and turned to look as well. Su Yuan nodded to the front desk girl and took the deposit. He then said to Zhuang Sun and Fong Kuan, "Let's go out first." Once outside the hotel, Su Yuan said softly, "I felt that something might be off with that group of three just now. I can't explain exactly what, though." "Off?" Zhuang Sun asked in confusion. Could it be an illusion? Recalling the Azure Sky Phoenix's behavior, Su Yuan shook his head. Probably not. Zhuang Sun's carefree expression faded. He rubbed his chin in thought for a moment and said solemnly, "Then we should be careful." They were also heading toward Flame Mountain. "We might encounter them again." Fong Kuan nodded. "Better to be cautious. The secret realm is not like the city. Without government and city guard constraints, things like robbery and killing do happen. Star Card Masters possessed extraordinary power. When someone had power, discussions often couldn't be peaceful and were instead determined by strength, leading to conflicts. Disputes of pride, resources, beliefs. No country could entirely ban combat and killing among Star Card Masters, but they usually set up regulations to restrict Star Card Masters with extraordinary power to maintain the safety of citizens, cities, and the country. For example, banning combat in urban areas and preventing interference with city safety, and forbidding Star Card Masters from attacking ordinary people. If anyone violated these rules, the city guard would deal with it. Serious cases could even lead to government pursuit and arrest. But once in dangerous areas, secret realms, or even abroad, many restrictions were lifted. Life and death were left to fate, and how one acted depended on individual judgment and decisions. Considering societal relations, reputation, and other factors, although mortal battles occurred, overly egregious incidents were generally rare. Around noon, Su Yuan and his companions finally entered the Flame Mountain area. Due to a recent eruption, the entire Flame Mountain was shrouded in thick volcanic ash. With a single glance, the sky was gray and black, and the rolling hills came into view. The temperature felt about 12 degrees higher than outside. If ordinary people came here, they would struggle to move, let alone endure a stay of 2 or 3 hours. "Be careful. From here on, we are within Flame Mountain territory," Zhuang Sun warned. Su Yuan and Fong Kuan nodded, raising their vigilance. The three had substantial outdoor experience. Unlike the rich kid Zhuang Sun, Fong Kuan came from an ordinary family and had gone on many hunts for star beasts in the wild for collecting materials and star cards. As for Su Yuan, there was no need to mention. Because of Su Yuan's presence, the demon beasts in the western part of the Great Barbarian Mountain area had become significantly sparser than before. Many star beasts, including several bronze-level ones, had been so frightened that they migrated deeper into the Great Barbarian Mountain area. If Su Yuan continued hunting in the Great Barbarian Mountain area, the Guangchuan city guard might come to him before long, reprimanding him for disrupting the ecological balance in the Great Barbarian Mountain area. Su Yuan took out a map and examined it. The entrances to the molten lava cave are at those 9 volcanoes. Considering the environment and star beast obstacles in Flame Mountain, it will probably take us 2 or 3 days to reach the nearest entrance. All right, let's hurry up and move. Instant teleportation. Instant teleportation. Elemental magnetism pressure. Instant teleportation. Su 1/, could you slow down a bit? Zhuang Sun helplessly glanced at Su Yuan, silently dispersing the fiery flame fire snake just summoned in his hand. "Why do you see star beasts as if they're meat? These low-stage star cores don't sell for much, right? Yet you've killed them all." Since entering the Flame Mountain, 2 days had passed in the blink of an eye. In these 2 days, whenever Su Yuan saw a star beast, he would instantly teleport forward and slay it with a single slash. If it was a high-agility beast, he would use elemental magnetism pressure to immobilize it, then instantly teleport and slash. If it was a high-defense beast, he would use Space Cut enchantment, then instantly teleport and slash. In short, for all the star beasts encountered so far, even the ordinary bronze high-stage star beasts, Su Yuan only needed one slash. Such strength was simply astonishing. Zhuang Sun and Fang Kuan were both numbed by it. Zhuang Sun directly gave Su Yuan a nickname, Su One Slash. This led to over 70% of the star beasts they encountered being slain by Su Yuan alone. Since they were all low-stage star beasts with little value, Zhuang Sun and Fang Kuan were happy to take it easy. But in fact, even if they wanted to, they couldn't have competed. Could they run faster than instant teleportation? Skill level increases with use. That's the fastest way to improve. Su Yuan laughed. But isn't this a bit much? Zhuang Sun sighed enviously. Instant teleportation is just too versatile. Although instant teleportation was a blue skill, it was not a high-consumption attack or defense skill. Instead, after advancing to the transformation realm, instant teleportation had been vastly optimized, reducing its consumption significantly. It now consumed less than elemental magnetism pressure. Combined with Su Yuan's surge in star power after breaking through to bronze level, as long as it wasn't long-distance teleportation, he could use it almost freely within dozens of meters. Not just Zhuang Sun, even Fang Kuan was envious. In terms of effect, instant teleportation was absolutely T0 level among all movement, displacement, and acceleration skills. It was constantly imitated but never surpassed. In terms of versatility, instant teleportation was like a universal panacea. Whether in life or battle, attack or retreat, frontal assault or sudden ambush, close combat or long-range skill throwing, instant teleportation was applicable in over 99% of situations. But the problem was, not only were its effects and versatility T0 level, its rarity was also T0 level. That was extremely frustrating. So naturally, Su Yuan's soul card having instant teleportation made others envious. Zhuang Sun shook his head. Space. No wonder it's one of the top attributes in the hierarchy. And no wonder even Demon Capital Academy wants to recruit you as a special student. Su Yuan pondered briefly and said, I don't think Demon Capital Academy necessarily knows I'm from the space attribute. After all, the assessment was conducted inside the soul, comforting, mysterious burial tablet, where the outside couldn't see. Zhuang Sun and Fang Kuan both widened their eyes. Your space soul card didn't give you extra points. There was no extra points for the soul card. This special recruitment assessment by Demon Capital Academy was purely strength-based. Seeing their surprise, Su Yuan added solemnly, I passed this assessment purely on my own abilities. System points were also an ability. Awesome, Zhuang Sun praised. As expected from you. In reality, Su Yuan was also puzzled. Logically, Wang Haiping should have mentioned to his teacher that he was a space star car master to secure the special recruitment recommendation. But Tan Songlin seemed unaware, not even asking once. Also, he didn't mention his skill talent. Could it be that Demon Capital Academy's standards were so high that even super skills talent and top attribute soul cards were not worth mentioning? Of course, Su Yuan didn't realize that Wang Haiping's teacher was so unreliable that he just asked the academy for a recommendation without saying anything. Su Yuan looked up. The red glow at the base of that volcano should be the secret realm's entrance, right? After 2 days of trekking, the three had reached the foot of one of the volcanoes. Dozens of meters ahead, there was a several-meter-high barrier formed by the dense fire element, encircling the volcano. That's right. According to previous records, this is the boundary between the molten lava cave and Blue Sea Star. Passing through this barrier will directly enter the secret realm. Su Yuan nodded. The three of them stepped into the flame barrier together. With a wave of scorching heat and stuffy air hitting them, Su Yuan's vision went dark. He had entered a dimly lit cavern. A stream of molten lava flowed below, illuminating the surroundings with its glow. The black jagged cave had numerous forks, desolate and barren, the entire world in black and red hues. Such dense fire element. Zhuang Sun, your strength should improve by 30 to 40% here. Su Yuan turned to look at Zhuang Sun, only to find both his companions had vanished. Su Yuan was stunned, then slightly furrowed his brow. A random teleportation secret realm? This molten lava cave seems different from before. Secret realms had various types, entry methods, and exit methods. A random teleportation secret realm meant that entering would randomly teleport participants to different locations within the realm. This type of secret realm carried high entry risks because one could be teleported to dangerous places, preventing team assembly. During the joint trial in the Rainforest Secret Realm, Su Yuan and others were also randomly placed, but that was because Guangchuan City had modified the secret realm entrance, not the nature of the Rainforest Secret Realm itself. Of course, this wasn't the main issue. The main issue was that the molten lava cave had never had random teleportation before. Looking at the dark, red-black world ahead, Su Yuan sensed a violent and oppressive atmosphere, feeling a slight foreboding. Hope those two don't get into trouble. Summoning the dragon armor saber into his hand, after slightly orienting himself, Su Yuan cautiously moved forward. In another part of the cave, within a pitch-black wide cavern, a large number of ghouls with bloody mouths rapidly swarmed toward the center. Fong Kuan continuously swung his saber, cutting one ghoul in half with each swing. Although Fong Kuan was strong, he couldn't withstand the sheer number of fearless ghouls, and his defense circle was gradually shrinking. Damn, Fong Kuan's expression was grim. Who would have thought that upon entering, both his teammates would disappear and he would end up in a ghoul-infested cave? Usually calm, Fong Kuan couldn't help but curse. The scrawny ghouls, who had never seen such fresh and nutritious flesh like Fong Kuan, charged at him with glowing red eyes. At this rate, I can't hold out much longer. Fong Kuan's eyes focused. With a horizontal sweep, he cut 3 oncoming ghouls in half. Then, gripping his saber with both hands, the blade gleamed coldly, and he slashed down fiercely. A crescent-shaped saber light shot out, cutting through dozens of meters. Instantly, limbs flew and flesh scattered. A huge blood mist erupted. One slash had cleared dozens of ghouls in a straight line. Fong Kuan didn't bother with the star cores that dropped. With a powerful stomp, he charged out of the cave before the surrounding ghouls could swarm again. On the other side, Zhuang Sun was walking on a black stone ridge bridge that was only wide enough for 2 people. If I fall down, I'll probably turn to ash in less than 2 seconds. Looking at the rolling magma below, Zhuang Sun felt a bit uneasy. After all, bronze level couldn't withstand the high temperatures of the magma, and this magma flow was quite wide. Jumping across it directly was impossible. He could only use the surrounding black stone ridge bridges to navigate. Swallowing hard, Zhuang Sun carefully moved forward. When Zhuang Su was halfway across the bridge, he suddenly saw a dark-haired youth with his head half lowered coming from the opposite direction. The youth's body swayed slightly, as if he had been drinking, and he walked on the black stone ridge bridge a few steps later, heading towards Zhuang Sun. Zhuang Sun stared at him, feeling a heightened sense of vigilance. "Hey, friend." As they got closer, Zhuang Sun greeted. But the other person didn't even lift his head and continued approaching step by step. Zhuang Sun frowned, sensing something was off, and stopped in his tracks, gazing intently at the youth. The cave's light was too dim. Previously, he couldn't see clearly. But now, as they were getting closer, the firelight from the magma below slowly illuminated the youth's face. The youth's face was expressionless, his eyes vacant. His clothes were stained with some dry blood. His swaying walk was due to a stiff, uncoordinated movement, as though he had just learned to walk. Zhuang Sun's pupils instantly constricted. Realizing something was wrong, he prepared to take action. At that moment, the youth lifted his head and suddenly drew out a long sword, rushing towards Zhuang Sun. Though he wobbled while walking, he wasn't slow when running. In an instant, he was upon Zhuang Sun. Zhuang Sun had been on guard. Seeing the youth pounce, he immediately swung his black-red longsword to block. Bronze middle stage. As soon as they clashed, Zhuang Sun's heart skipped. The youth's star power fluctuation was clearly at the bronze middle stage level. The youth didn't use any skills, just fully unleashed his star power, swinging his sword fiercely at Zhuang Sun. Seeing the youth's raw but unstructured attack, Zhuang Sun realized he might be under mind control. However, though Zhuang Sun had killed many star beasts, he had never killed a human before. He felt hesitant, and the youth, being at a higher realm, attacked throw caution to the wind, putting Zhuang Sun in danger. With a clang, Zhuang Sun was knocked back by the youth. His upper body dangled off the bridge. Scorching air rushed toward him, turning Zhuang Sun's face red. He turned pale with fear. Damn it! Zhuang Sun leaped up. I don't know if you can regain consciousness, but I'm sorry. Zhuang Sun reached out. 5 fiery flame fire snakes shot out and instantly wrapped around the youth. The youth's hands were bound. He unleashed his star power, trying to break free. Explode! Zhuang Sun commanded. Boom, boom, boom. The 5 fiery flame fire snakes exploded together, enveloping the youth in fierce flames. Seconds later, the flames receded. The youth, despite severe injuries, had not fallen under the protection of his star power. Gritting his teeth, Zhuang Sun charged with his longsword. Don't kill me. Suddenly, a voice of struggle and urgency came from the youth. It seemed the explosion had made him regain consciousness. Shocked, Zhuang Sun stopped his attacking black-red longsword. Are you okay? I'm under control. No, save me. As soon as he said this, his brow split open, and a thumb-sized, beetle-like black insect emerged, staring at Zhuang Sun. The youth, with a look of terror, moved uncontrollably, crashing into Zhuang Sun. Zhuang Sun hadn't time to react and was knocked off the bridge. Both plunged toward the flowing magma below. Mid-air, Zhuang Sun was terrified. He tried to push the youth away, but his hands were tightly wrapped around Zhuang Sun. Damn! Seeing the magma approach, Zhuang Sun had no choice. He struck the youth's shoulder with full force, dislocating it. He then lifted his right foot. Flames erupted as he stomped on the youth's chest. Boom! The explosion sent the youth into the magma, while Zhuang Sun used the impact to leap back onto the bridge. Huff, huff! Zhuang Sun, supporting himself with his hands on his knees, panted heavily, sweat dripping off his chin. Close call. After a few breaths, Zhuang Sun noticed something. Looking up, he saw a black insect flying from where the youth fell into the magma. That insect from before. Recalling the youth's controlled state, Zhuang Sun felt a chill. He sent out a fiery flame fire snake and decisively detonated it. Boom! The flames exploded in mid-air, engulfing the black insect. Before Zhuang Sun could relax, he saw the insect's wings glow red, and it continued flying toward him after a wobble. High star power resistance. Startled, Zhuang Sun took a deep breath, suppressing other thoughts. He gripped his longsword tightly. As the black insect approached, Zhuang Sun's gaze sharpened. He swung his black-red longsword, slicing the insect with precision. The insect was cut in half, falling dead onto the bridge. Phew! Zhuang Sun finally breathed a sigh of relief. Looking at the insect's corpse, Zhuang Sun frowned tightly. What is this? Not only can it control others, but it also has unusually high star power resistance. Zhuang Sun looked into the depths of the cave. Is it a creature from this molten lava cave, or someone else's doing? Zhuang Sun's expression darkened. I must quickly find Su Yuan and Fong Kuan. I hope they're all right. With that in mind, Zhuang Sun looked forward. From the terrain, this direction seemed to lead to the secret realm center. They should head to the center of the secret realm. I must hurry and find them. With this thought, Zhuang Sun continued onward. Deep ahead of Zhuang Sun, a girl was slowly walking inward. The girl was beautiful, with 2 small braids, wearing a black checkered JK uniform. She was the girl Su Yuan's group met at the hotel entrance 2 days ago. At this moment, the JK girl seemed to sense something. She closed her eyes slightly, feeling the surroundings. Moments later, she reopened her eyes and chuckled. Someone's coming my way again. Seems like that loudmouth from the hotel. In that case, the girl turned and commanded, "Go take care of him." Behind her stood over a dozen young men with their heads half lowered. These people wore different clothes. Their cultivation realms varied. The lowest was at bronze early stage, but the highest included 3 at bronze high stage. All had vacant eyes, devoid of spirit. Following her command, 4 of them, including 1 at bronze high stage, broke from the group and headed back. After this, the girl turned forward. Scattered ahead were some ghouls, bone skeletons, silver-hooked black bats. In the distance, there was even an undead fortress surrounded by bones. This molten lava cave seems to have overlapped with an undead area from the Hellplane. These creatures along the way all belong to the undead race. In a high-level plane like Hell, there should be some exceptional treasures to find. The girl looked at the undead fortress, excitement filling her eyes. She led her controlled followers forward,